What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the semifinals of the Infinite Mana League Season 1 $7,000 main event. Joining me today is my fellow teammate, Fake Muse. Fake Muse, what's going on? How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I am hyped for these semifinals. We have some incredible matches for you guys tonight. We've got TST's Caution Fun going up against Octopus's Geno, and then following that up, we got two Infinite Mana members we're going to be watching. You got two Infinite Mana members casting this for you guys. We've got our fellow teammate Aldous going up against Revan. It's going to be an incredible match. I both of these matches legitimately I'm so hyped for. And then tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Eastern time, that's 1 hour earlier than this is taking place, we're going to be doing a live Final Four third place match and championship match where we're going to crown a winner, give out $7,000 in prizes, and have a good time. We're giving away a Here to Kiss tonight. We're giving away an Aeneas tomorrow night, courtesy of Veteran Hoplite. So big shouts to him. And yeah, we've got an incredible lineup tonight. So I say we get cooking. Are you ready to do this thing, Fake Muse?
Yeah, let's do it. I have first-hand experience losing to Revan, so I have insider information on this Final Four.
Yeah, Revan is, I believe, one of the highest picked in terms of the prediction brackets. So it'll be very interesting. I believe Caution might be up on that list as well. It'll be very interesting to see. We'll take a peek at the prediction bracket challenge as well, which we're giving out some gods tokens to the winners of the prediction bracket. So we'll take a peek at those later as well. But for now, let's hop on over here. We've got the first matchup is Caution Fun versus Geno. And I say we get this thing rolling. What do you say?
Yeah, let's get this started here.
Here we go.
A great matchup. You know, TST versus Octopus, two of the premier teams not named Infinite Mana.
Here we go. I am so stoked here. We've got game one. It looks like Geno is queuing up as Deception. And then we'll see what Caution's queuing up as. For the first time, I'm doing some stuff with music in the background here so that it's not dead silent since we don't have game audio. So if anybody in the chat wants to let me know if the audio is too loud or too quiet, let me know, please. And while we're waiting for this to get queued in, let me go over the rules real quick. We've got best of fives, and we also have bans. So I messaged Infinite Mana's coach, Saints, earlier today, and I asked him, hey, what were the bans? I don't want any spoilers, so I haven't looked myself at any of this information. I don't know who wins these matches whatsoever. They did take place over the last 2 days. And Saints never got back to me, so I have no idea what was banned.
My assumption is that everyone just bans war. Is anybody doing anything else?
That's I said, is it war/war and war/war? And he didn't respond. But I'm going to assume probably everything was banned was war.
That would be my assumption as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Saints went into hiding after revealing his face. Yeah, Saints was on here for the Elite 8. So if you guys missed the Elite 8 and you're watching this later on YouTube, you can check out the Elite 8. It's also up on YouTube. And here we go. We've got Caution Fun queuing in as Nature and Geno queuing in as Deception. It looks like he's playing more of an aggro type list, this tempo Deception that is very popular now.
It's interesting because with Team Octopus, he has Cutthroat Insight and Demogorgons.
And a Demogorgon.
Yeah, normally I was about to say that, yeah, this surprises me a lot because Geno almost always plays control-less. But yeah, after seeing the Cutthroat Insight and Demogorgon, I'm slightly less surprised about this list now.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a hybrid type list here. We see the armor. I mean, armor lurker is just good in any list, right? That might be. I've heard some people call it the best card in Divine Order.
I would not argue with it. I think it's very underrated, and it still gets a lot of praise, and I still think it's underrated.
Mm.
And one thing I do like that Geno has here is mugging works so well with Pyramid Warden. You're just going to put a bunch of 1/1s in the void. Of course, you're just going to trade off the Pyramid Warden here to prevent him getting anything back. But
yeah,
in other situations, mugging can work very well with Pyramid Warden.
Yeah, good point. Like these token deception decks, we're probably also assuming Geno runs Lady Marcella, which spits out a couple more of those rogue skulkers. All 5 1/1s there from the mugging plus the Lady Marcella, and yeah, that pairs very nicely with junking up your opponent's void, and then they just get back a 1/1 when you lose your Pyramid Warden, and that's just very nice for Geno if that happens.
Interesting seeing cautionfun take Selena's mark. Was he expecting an aggro type of deception list? Because that would not have been my first guess when facing off with Geno. Typically, I would prefer Animal Bond if I was expecting to be up against Control.
Yeah, good point. Although, there is a lot of hidden creatures. Even though this is not Hidden Rush, we do see that Geno took Cheat, which means he can always hide things, so maybe Caution likes the idea of being able to take out hidden threats at any point. You do have the Armor Lurkers, you've got the what's that, the 1/2 who's hidden for a turn and steals a spell.
And the Armor Lurkers usually don't seem to care too much about Selena's mark that much.
Yeah.
They just ignore it.
Yeah. And here we see he's got a second Armor Lurker, and that is pretty nasty. Now the question is, will he swing with one or not? He's really debating, and the thing is, if he doesn't, I think he's just likely to get one Canopy Barraged anyway, so I like that he swung here.
I don't actually try to kill my opponents when I play Control Deception, so I actually would have just sat back, personally.
I think this is probably a hybrid of the probably a hybrid of the tempo deception / control, maybe. So
although I mean he's running Elixir of the Snake, Demogorgon, Cutthroat Insight. Those are the type of cards that I run in my Control Deception list that even curves out at 7, but it is a control list because the top end being let's see, Deception Unshrouded for me. I wonder if he has a similar mindset going into this game or not. Very awkward, because mana curve wise, it's much cleaner to play Avatar of Deception here. I would probably just play that, and you can always Orpheo's Distraction next turn.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of feel like this is a little awkward, but I guess he gets some 1/1s out that feel likely to just get pinged or Fate Flame Bladed.
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to have extra minions on board against nature if you can get them to stick. Obviously, cautionfun can use the God Power to remove one if he wants. Or Fate Flame, like you said, and take out both of them. I wonder if Caution's actually playing more of a control list now that I think about it.
Yeah,
he's not really coming out with a lot of speed.
Very true. That's a good point. And that might make more sense than why he's playing Selena's Mark, which is exciting to me. I love some control nature. Sorry, one of my favorite things to run.
Why do you think about floating 5 there? I don't like it.
I mean, what else do? You play an Avatar of Deception, and it just
yeah. Avatar
Canopy
of
Barraged
Deception is fine. It's a 4/4 hidden.
Yeah,
sure,
if he's playing
Canopy Barrages.
Yeah, if he's playing Control, I mean, it's quite possible that Caution just has so many removal spells. He could have, probably is running Enchanted Vines ×2, so that 4 health creature doesn't really do anything. And he probably is then also running, I mean, I run 2 Compost Charms, and I bet he's also running 2 Sages, and that Sage of Renewal is so busted. You can get like 20 plus heal off of it fairly easily. You can almost always get at least like 1 revivification if you're just going for low-cost spells. So I feel like Caution has just, like, infinite heals. So I kind of like that Geno's just laying back.
Sage is absolutely absurd right now. I'm actually planning on playing Nature this weekend ranked, despite going 14 of 15 with Board Wipe Death last week. Of course, I'm probably going to switch, because there's no way I can play multiple games in a row with Nature without tilting. But
Yeah.
it's still super, super strong. And in playtesting, I think I'm like 11-0 with my Nature list, which is kind of mid-range. Nice to see mid-range get some love back here.
Yeah, I think with Sage, honestly, you don't even need... Like, I played Control a couple weekends ago in the weekend ranked and last weekend, but you don't even need to play Control. I think mid-range is actually stronger than the Control list just because the Sage of Renewal is so OP that you can really just finish on the Sage and then you're good to go.
I mean, it's just so difficult with Nature to get to 9 for a traditional Control card like Dionysus. It's just difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing decently well. I think I got 18 out of 25 both times I ran it, and this past time I actually swapped out the Dionysus and put in Poly, because unfortunately Poly as a 9-drop is a neutral and is also the best 9-drop in the game.
Interesting. I would still prefer Dio for Nature.
Yeah.
Personally. Interesting. Oh, might as well play the Cutthroat Insight here. You know cautionfun probably has a lot of expensive cards in hand, and
He's got
that's
that
nasty.
Sage.
So all of the value that Caution was planning to get from the Sage of Renewal, Geno can just take all of that value.
He's maybe
You're not really worried about Goblet's Goat and 29.
Maybe he's considering... I don't know if he runs a second Cutthroat, but maybe he was considering it would be annoying if he doesn't take the Minotaur, because it's going to give his God Ward. I'm sure you still take the Sage 100% of the time, but maybe that was a consideration, that if he is running a second Cutthroat, it's going to be dead.
Yeah, that could be an issue. Also, the anti-sleep can get a lot of value in this particular matchup, but I still think you just drop Demo this turn, and you're 50-50 to kill the Rhino, and go ahead and just make him play.
Yeah.
But the Sage of Renewal here is a pretty solid idea as well. It just doesn't trade very conveniently into charging orcs.
Dense Fog. Oh no, he's going to have to take the Dense Fog if he wants to be able to draw more cards. But is he just going to Aspect?
Yeah, I think Dense Fog is the pick here.
I think so too.
You get 3 extra mana on the Delve. Aspect, you get no more cards outside of the Aspect.
Yeah, I don't like this.
You can't actually play Aspect.
Oh, I don't like it now. Like Lightning Strike, Frenzied Ritual. Oh,
well,
I don't.
He just used Cutthroat Insight, so he would know that it would have had to been top decked in one of the last 2 turns. That being said, if the Rhino hits the Sage of Renewal, he can actually still hit it with the Charging Orcs.
True.
But, yeah, classic Nature stuff. Not listening. That being said, Geno's getting kind of low on health here. You go face with the Charging Orcs. You get Geno down to 10, and you're holding an Ironclad Minotaur, which obviously can present problems against Demogorgon for your opponent.
That's true, too. I think that's why he didn't use that demo. He's worried about the Ironclad.
I'm curious what cautionfun is pausing here. Is he thinking about playing the... Because, I mean, one easy line here is just to buy the front line from the Sanctum, which does protect your minions for a little bit.
Did he just grab...
I guess he does get wrecked by the Rapture.
Yeah, he grabs the wand here. So that's gonna put Geno really low. Interestingly, uses a Canopy Barrage?
I don't like Canopy Barrage there. That's
was that just a
decision. It's got
crazy misplay?
Too. I think it was definitely a misplay.
Like, he's only got 2 cards in hand. So it's not like his hand was too full that he needed to get rid of it.
That Sage of Renewal has regen too. So we see Geno, I think, making a smart decision here because he knows about the Ironclad Minotaur, so you can't rely on Demogorgon here. And yeah, the Wiccan Trapper to weaken the Lambasting Wand is very convenient here as well.
I'm still baffled by that Canopy Barrage. It just it did literally nothing. It did 1 damage.
Well, I mean, it did 1 damage, but it did 1 damage to a minion that has Region 2. So it doesn't feel like it really accomplished much. I don't understand the line by CautionFun. And even if he has the hunt here, it's not a board clear.
Yeah.
But Sage of Renewal probably lives unless he gets an insane high roll in the hunt. He would need a 6-2 distribution. So this is a very awkward spot, and ooh, you hate to play the Iron Chad.
Yikes. And now we see the Anti-Magic Expert, which is just a nasty card. I love the Anti-Magic Expert.
One thing that's very awkward about Deception is you can't use the God Power to chip Protected and kill the minion on the same turn. That's a slightly awkward position for Geno. Looks like he's gonna use the Sage to chip Protected and maybe drop Demo, I would guess. Yeah. If he gains with 3 health,
I wonder if he was...
You don't have to worry about the Iron Chad right now.
I was wondering if he maybe was slightly concerned that maybe Caution had a second Iron Chad. Like
maybe he's got a second Iron Chad, it doesn't represent lethal, and you're gonna get some more leech off the Demogorgon. So
yeah.
I wouldn't be super concerned about the second Iron Chad. We see the hunt, but again with the armor 3, it's...
Oh,
yeah.
And then he top decks a second demo.
Yeah, this is not fun for CautionFun.
Yeah, he was so close. He had Geno down to like 9 or 7 health, and
yeah, with the Ironclad too. So you had the answer to the sleep, but I guess he just kind of ran out of resources. I think the Cutthroat Insight taking out
that's GG's.
That's interesting. Yeah, except the Anti-Magic Expert is kind of mean here.
And there
I actually think that game ends up being very tight if he doesn't Cutthroat Insight the Sage of Renewal.
Absolutely.
That Sage...
was just about to say that the Sage is just, you can see it right there, is super busted. It's a 7 mana, 6/6 with regen 2 and 3 armor, or many, many other options. Its flexibility is just insane.
Yeah, it's kind of like Photogenesis in some way, except you get to delve things, so you get a little bit higher quality selection, and you get a 6/6 minion on the board that has regen 2. While Photogenesis itself usually doesn't get the tempo that the Sage would have. The board presence, rather.
Yeah, and so here we see now Geno going to be playing his own Sage. So can Geno get back-to-back wins with Sages? I mean, if he does, that's going to feel really awful.
It's very awkward for me to see 2 Helian elites in a controlled nature list. For some reason, I would probably split out 1 Helian, 1 Dio.
And what did he have at 7 besides... Was he just playing 2 Sages and 2 demos? Or do you think he... Like, City Builder was buffed to be a 7 mana creature now. For 26 stats.
Yeah, I've seen the City Planner get a lot more play, which is great because I have a diamond one. I definitely orchestrated that buff to help myself go moon. But by the way, you definitely need a diamond City Planner because you not only get a diamond City Planner, you also get 2 diamond ramparts.
That's true.
If anybody's looking for something to invest in, you get 3 diamonds for the price of 1.
That's not financial advice. I don't think that they're going to be able to leave that thing at 7 mana the way it's so insane. Like, there's so much craziness now with, like, the Sage and the City Planner. They're both just nuts.
I don't think that they can leave Sage in his current state either. It's just too ridiculous.
So which god power do you pick here? Because we see Geno is playing control, but he's up against magic.
I think his logic is a lot of times granted, we don't know what magic variant CautionFun is playing because there's a lot of different ones. But I would be assuming kind of a faster aggro list with a lot of ward, and Selena's Mark is probably the play here. I would agree with this.
Yeah.
Given Geno's list.
Geno considering pipping out the Underbrush boar for a second, but no.
I don't like pipping on turn 1 when you're going first as control.
Yeah.
Generally, especially with Underbrush boar, which is a great reactive card.
Oh, yeah.
That Caution Fun holds his breath playing a Shadow Scryer. I am scared to death to play Shadow Scryers against nature because I got wrecked by Faith Flame Blade so many times.
I love, since I play Control Nature, I love doing that. It gives me so much pleasure.
Yeah, so I actually think Caution Fun is happy to see the Underbrush boar because it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, very, very true. So Caution plays this Tempo Magic list. I would argue he was playing it well before anyone else. He definitely helped pioneer it. I think he's very, very comfortable playing this list. He plays it a lot.
Yeah, when I think of Tempo Magic, I actually think of TBH, but I know that Caution has played this quite a bit as well.
Yeah. I mean, he used to play it even before, like, the Divine Order cards became available, and he always had some type of Tempo Magic deck going on.
I think he was trying to make Atlantean Magic or something weird like that.
Yeah.
Of course, TST is a big fan of the Atlantean package. Their mascot is famously an Atlantean.
True, true.
They love to get pebbles in at any moment that they possibly can.
What's the infinite mana mascot?
We need one, don't we?
Yeah.
I haven't thought of one yet. We'll have to figure one out.
I guess it's a snake,
Maybe.
right? We do have the snake that's eating its tail.
We're like Slytherin now. That works. That was the house I was sorted into on Pottermore, so I can live with Slytherin.
Very nice.
Bad Baba thinks that 8M is a dragon.
Interesting.
I don't think we have an official mascot yet.
I'd go with dragon.
Maybe if Revan or Aldous can put something together in tomorrow night finals, we can get a mascot from that.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to watch the finals because there's a guarantee that there's going to be an infinite mana member since they have to play each other tonight. Unfortunately, that does guarantee that one of them is going to make it.
Yeah, so it's bad news and good news. You're guaranteed a person in the final, and it's bad news that you can't have an all infinite mana final.
True. True.
It just depends on which way you want to look at things.
Yeah.
And I think that was alert by Caution Fun to buy the Wiccan Trapper, noticing that he's leaving his Palace Wand with 1 durability. Very vulnerable.
And that is just a sweet top deck by Geno. He's doesn't really have anything else worth playing. He's getting semi-low on health when you're playing against Tempo Magic. Once you get, down to 15 or so, you have to be really concerned that there could be, epiphanies.
Yeah, double epiphany, warm breaths, stuff like that.
So this is
a concern.
Very timely top deck for Geno. He had to be very happy to see that.
Avatar of Nature is going to give him some more health. You probably have demos somewhere in this list. He's very likely to draw at some point.
Yeah.
I think next turn he's just going to drop down that giant pangolin and really take control of the board here. This is actually not looking very bad for Geno at all. Even though Caution Fun has drawn a lot of cards, he's getting a lot of value. I think that Geno might be getting right back into this game.
Yeah, since I played a lot of Control Nature the last couple weeks, I can tell you that it doesn't really lose to Magic that often unless they can get the what's the ward guy that gives ward to everything?
Oni Spellsword?
Yes, Oni Spellsword, thank you. Jeez, I completely blanked. Yeah, if they get Oni Spellsword out, that does make things extremely tough for Geno. But without ward, it's just so easy to clear everything every turn, especially if you're running like Enchanted Vines. and the hunt and stuff like that, because Magic doesn't typically have very large creatures, and since nature can heal so much, I don't know if he's running Compost Charms, but he's got that Sage, and that Sage is likely going to give him some heals. And he's got the God Power that gives heals.
Interesting turn for Geno. He's got a lot of options here. I probably just play the Giant Penguin because it was on board and hope it hits Baltimore. Granted, that's a 50-50.
I think
You've got
either...
the Flame, which answers the Shadow Scryer pretty nicely.
He threw the no emoji up. He wanted to kill.
Yeah, I think I knew where you went there. And we see an amateur mistake by Geno right there. You always attack when it's a 50-50, the target you do not want to hit, because nature minions are notorious for disobeying you.
That's
I think he should have aimed for the Shadow Scryer, then it would have disobeyed and hit the Voldemort.
Yeah, I like it. He also made the amateur mistake.
50-50 situations.
he made the mistake of throwing the no emoji, giving Caution some hope that Geno messed up. When in reality, Geno should have thrown the GG emoji to tilt his opponent.
Yeah,
Throw him
actually, by using the no emote, he actually kind of signals that he had a much cleaner answer to the Shadow Scryer.
Yeah.
He's holding the Fae Flame. He actually might be giving information about his hand there.
It's true. Yeah, I'm actually surprised to see any player use emojis during a $7,000 tournament semifinal, but glad to see they're getting some use.
Yeah, I am infamously not a huge fan of the emotes, so personally, but I mean, some people like them, so they get to have fun, I guess.
Yeah. Once they're NFTs, I think it'll be more interesting. He decides to ping. Oh, he already used the right. He already used the final draft. So yeah, it doesn't matter. You can leave Demetrios confused and sad on the board forever, and it's fine.
I think that you always are very scared to leave Spell Boost on the board against Magic, because sometimes that ends up snowball over there.
True. Yeah, it can make some spells especially nasty, like things like Crystal Rain, which suddenly does 3 to everything, and you know, there's definitely some spells that with even one spell boost, they just become like insanely OP. Of course, Geno doesn't have a board worth clearing at this point, but there are certain spells that, yeah, any spell boost does suddenly become very problematic. So this is an interesting spot for Geno unless he top decks something like the... Wow. Geno could have once again found himself in trouble.
Perfect spread. Learning from his teammate Octopus Aldous on how to top deck. Very good coaching there by Aldous. Very clutch top deck there for sure.
Huge. I mean, he had no other play, and that Miraculous Familiar can absolutely swing games. If you don't clear that Miraculous Familiar, suddenly Caution can get any spell in the world off of it, and you have no idea what it is. You can't play around it. It could be a busted spell like Apocalypse Now, which is insane.
Caution has a lot of cards in hand. That's one thing to note.
He has
Will
a lot
pick
of...
up the card chart?
Yeah, he's got to play something here. I mean, you can't just play a naked Oni.
I would definitely play a card chart here, because he can afford that right now from the Sanctum. You see Geno hovering over that, where that is a possibility as well.
Whoa, okay, yep, okay, this makes sense. I still think that the Hard Shark maybe is better, but I guess if you already own the other creature, you might as well play it. But he needs to deal with the Oni here.
Yeah, he doesn't have a clean way to deal with it unless he gets some really good RNG here. And
yeah, I think this is an obvious blood and bone.
Yeah, you take the blood and bone. Hope the other 3 mana is better than the Dogs Unchained and sit from this point.
And here's the insane healing I talked about. You can get Revivification for 7, you can get Compost Charm for 10, and it adds a card to your hand.
Yeah, that's very convenient. Now you're hoping to get a reviv out of your other card,
He
probably.
gets it.
Oh. Yeah.
Actually,
it's so convenient.
I like the low-hanging fruit here because it guarantees that he can pop ward on something, which he might very well need to do. And now he can just throw the low-hanging fruits. That's pretty nasty.
Well,
But this is some
clear
mistake, right? Because you definitely, if you're playing Blood and Bone, you play Blood and Bone before you play anything else.
Yeah, the cleaner order of operations move would have been to play Blood and Bone first. Of course, if you're going to get modeled Ranger, then that's not going to really matter.
I guess maybe since he was 50-50ing with the God Power, maybe he wanted to see where that goes first, but...
I don't know, I still think that you're using Blood and Bone there, regardless of where the God Power goes, even if it hits Oni.
Yeah.
Really hitting Oni there wasn't the worst, because you'd pop the ward, and Oni doesn't necessarily get the ward immediately back with a 3-1 on the board.
True. Oh man, this Oni. I said the Oni might be the only thing that can save Caution, and he's now got a massive Oni. And he's going to give it protected and then trade out the 6/6? Wow. This could get interesting.
It's got to play another minion, otherwise it's naked to God Power plus Lightning Strike, though.
Yeah. He's got 4 mana. Okay, he gets out at least 1 minion. Oh, he's got Vow of Learning. He can give it protected again. Oh, man. And he gets to clear out the 1/1. Yikes. This is looking nasty all of a sudden.
Yeah, for Geno, I think the big key is, can you live to Healing Elite? I still think that Caution might struggle with that, though granted, ooh, what a top deck.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, the burn goes through the ward.
Yeah.
Granted, you're still going to be taking a lot of damage.
He does have the Compost Charm, and he can wait a turn to use it, but... I guess you throw a God Power here, and then you just save your Compost Charm for... You want to pop some ward, I think.
I don't know, what are you hoping to get on the God Power, really? I actually like playing Compost Charm here, because you get a random nature card, and it might make more sense. You're only missing out on 1 health by doing this.
I don't like giving away the information that you have the Compost Charm. Oh no, another Oni. That card is so nasty. Yikes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just all... Can Geno survive 2 turns? I think he's good if he survives 2 turns. That is actually up in question right now.
I mean, I don't know. That Oni is enormous. And he's got a spell here so he can... Okay, oh wow, yeah, so he can play 2 more things. This Oni is going to be 13 strength to the face. Jeez.
Yeah, that's not ideal for cautionfun, for Geno. And we see critically getting one of the Badgers off the board means that he can't just run 3 Badgers into the Oni here.
Yeah.
He's only got 2. Enchanted Vines is not going to be enough here.
Yeah, Enchanted Vines against this ward board. This is exactly what I ran into in the weekend ranked. Was if I ran into Oni, it definitely gave me trouble.
You've got to remove Oni here. He can take a 1 out of 5.
Oof.
Doesn't feel particularly great.
Looks like he's hovering over that.
It's worse.
Natural Selection gives him a random nature card. He kind of seemed like he was hovering over that to perhaps use it, but no, instead he...
I think what he's going to play is probably the Modeled Ranger and then hope to hit it. But, okay, he's going to go this way. He's hoping that...
Wow. That... Oh man, that RNG is so disgusting.
Yeah, there's still a very good chance that cautionfun has lethal this turn, though. Even with that high roll,
That's crazy.
If
high
he's
roll.
got a couple of spells to get rid of those 2 minions, you bump up the Oni a couple of stats, and you're gonna have a lethal here. If he's got 2 spells which remove the 2 minions.
But he's got one creature here to remove the 1/1. Form of power plus God power gets rid of the 2/1. And then what? He's got 5, or it's gonna be a 6. 14, yeah, he's got lethal. Well, he could have God powered that. What is he? Oh, he was just BMing him. I see.
Yeah. Well, okay, he had tons. It wasn't even close.
It's like, what is he doing? Oh my god.
He wanted to show all the cards that he got. So yeah, okay, yeah, that. At BM in the largest event ever, it's fine. It is fine. It's fine.
At least he didn't throw up a bunch of GG emotes. Oh my god. That's hilarious. It's actually funny. So it's all tied up. This is best of 5, so it's now become effectively a best of 3. You have to win with a different god each time. So Caution can no longer play Magic, and Geno can no longer play Deception. And there are bans in this tournament, and we're assuming the bans are all War.
That's usually the case.
That's usually the case, and tomorrow... Both War confirmed. Thank you, Lanzer. Appreciate that. We've also got Monsieur Cell in the chat. Brother to Octopus Geno. Fellow
Staying
Octopi.
up late.
Staying up late.
For France.
Very nice.
It's like, what, 12:30 there or something like that?
Yeah, I think it's after midnight. And tomorrow night, though, we'll have the live finals with people from 3 different continents, 4 different countries, people all over the world.
That's smooth.
Yeah,
It's truly a global finals. I mean, you're looking at this final 4 here. You've got Aldous and CautionFun from North America. You've got Revan, I believe he's from Asia, and you got Geno, who's from France. So, yeah, definitely a global finals here.
Yeah, made the organization of when we could do it live and not make someone wake up at 3 a.m. very difficult, but the big shouts to all the players involved for the live finals. It's definitely going to be an amazing event because they're all pitching in and sacrificing a little bit where they're going to have to wake up a little early or stay up late in the case of Geno.
Where do we get swags on our head? I think not CautionFun. I think CopperPitch has a link. There you go. Bam.
Boom. Spam the chat with this link. Yeah, while we're waiting for this match to queue up, let me just again say a big shout to our sponsor, Elite.pro. Elite.pro, where you can get all the sexiest metaware in the metaverse. Make sure to check out Elite.pro today.
You can look like fake Muse if you want to.
Or you can look like CopperPitch.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean,
I've
we got
seen
GG
Aldous
hats.
Rocket as well.
OP.
Aldous in the Final 4. So you might want to look more like him instead of us people who were just here commentating the Final 4.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what it's like playing in a Final 4.
I don't know what it's like winning Final 4. I've made a few of them, but usually they don't go well for me.
That's true. This swag is Kid Pitch approved, so. An XL hat like Muse? Do you think Muse has a big head? Is that what you're saying? Big brain?
Well, I actually have 2 hats. The GG hat is like a medium, and this is a large. But apparently I have a very small head, according to the chat, so.
There's no way it's the same size as Copper's hat? I think they're both the same. Wait, they don't have XL hats. I thought they... Wait, I don't know what sizes they have. I think there's 3 sizes. I thought they were small, medium, and large. I think mine's a medium. I don't know.
Let's see here. Does it say the size right here? Yeah, this is a large.
Mine's a medium. There you go. Hat size confirmed. You want to get OP hat? They're pretty freaking sweet. There's the link in the chat. If I had known there was going to be a 4-minute queue, I probably would have fast forwarded a little bit, but at this point, I'm just excited to see how long Geno sits in this queue for.
Yeah, I would be tilted right now at the moment. Granted, it doesn't take that much to get me tilted. Just those of you who've watched my stream know all about that. But yeah, 4-minute queues are not what we like. There was a time in the old days where weekend ranked, you could end up with 4-minute queues, and that wasn't great.
Oof. Yeah. Well, we had all this sweet chat about hats and stuff, so I feel like I can't edit this out of the YouTube video, but...
There you go.
4-minute wait to assert dominance.
Wait a minute. I thought Caution was going to queue at 420. Thought he had spies on Geno, one queue at exactly 420.
Spleen, you are not late for the giveaway, and Clutch is here, so Clutch will probably be winning the giveaway. But GG's to everyone else. Thanks for entering.
Yeah.
We're gonna do the giveaway of the Here to Kiss at the end of the stream. Oh, we
Actually,
got
I'm pretty
bonked that with the raid. Thank you.
Oh, Bonk raiding us just in time to see game number 3 of your TS teammate CautionFun taking on Geno right here. You're tied at 1, so you got a good match going here.
Well, we've got a little downtime as well. Let me just quickly say big shouts to Dudix for the Prime sub and PlayToEarn.net for the 9 months. PlayToEarn.net, where you can find all of the sexiest information about play-to-earn games. That's all right. I came in 3rd place in the blockchain content creator of the year. Also, Dusharian Prime sub. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. And the same band with the 112 raid. Thank you.
Of going into the Discords and telling people not to vote for me and vote for other people, and then I still ended up in the top 20. So
very nice.
I don't know. People don't listen.
So here we've got the mirror, and Geno.
I hate taking Selena's mark in the mirror, and yet both of them do. Because the Animal Bond 1/2 tokens mess with all of the removal that nature has. So in this matchup, I always take Animal Bond. It doesn't matter what type of nature variant I'm playing.
Interesting. So now the question is, who has more of a top end, right? Because we know that Geno only has 2 Healing Elites.
Yeah, he's got 2 Healing Elites. That's a relatively decent top end. Does CautionFun have Dionysus, for instance? Because if this game gets to 9 and you can drop a Dio, that can...
Yeah, and I know that Caution was a fan of Dionysus, so I would not be shocked to see Caution running Dionysus here.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Dio and Control Nature. I think it's the best 9-drop for Nature.
Yeah, I think if you're playing in a tournament, for sure, you play Dionysus. I think on the weekend ranked, you're fine playing Polyhymnia. Clutch, these games are not live. These are pre-recorded, but tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Eastern, we will have live finals. These are the semis, but tomorrow will be live, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a large black Jag.
It's a very risky play, actually, because if Geno had a Canopy Barrage, he does that attack, and Canopy Barrages effectively gets 2 for 1. That being said, the Jaguar lives, and now you just need the Jaguar to go to the correct destination, which is... Oh, well, hey, you can secure the bag with Selena, so that's great.
And here we are. We have yet another 50-50. This might be a matchup of 50-50s, because we're going to see Geno drop that Fae Flame Blade very likely. swing twice.
Oh yeah, I'm eating the 8 points of damage and hoping I kill Selena here. It's an
And
easy
hold
decision
your
for
breath.
me.
And he gets it. That's huge. Again, that ward is like the one killer of this control deck.
Yeah, that was a very tough situation for Caution Fun. Selena can just take over games if he can stick her. He just wasn't able to get enough protection, and Geno able to get the 50-50 RNG to work in his favor. Definitely a big moment in the game.
He gets his overgrown Rhino lightning struck, but that's actually pretty big for Geno. I think that means Caution has one less lightning bolt, and we know that Geno's got some real big creatures that are going to need some bolts.
Now's when you wish you could play Siren in the Grave, so you could go ahead and obliterate that Pyramid Warden from your hand.
Yeah.
This is not a good time for the Pyramid Warden.
Yeah, honestly, I've considered repeatedly taking out... I thought he used his bag and it didn't give him a... I guess he is considering. I've considered repeatedly taking out the Pyramid Warden from this deck. It just feels bad in so many matchups.
Version, which is mid-range nature, does not run Pyramid Warden.
Yeah, I think that's wise. I think in control, maybe you need it because you do risk getting run over early game, but yeah,
I just think nature has so many good 2-drops already that you don't really necessarily need the lad.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's probably smart to take it out, in my opinion, and that's me saying that after playing it at least 50 games in the weekend ranked. And I would say the majority of the time, it just ends up stuck in my hand, and it feels very bad.
Well, it's just awkward now. If you play it, Caution Fun's Void is very strong now.
Yeah.
Very good chance that he just kills it and then gets something of high value back from the Void. Interesting, the biggest tournament in Gods Unchained history, and we see a Snapping Turtle appearance. Didn't expect to see that today. But the 4 armor is gonna have it live, so that it's gonna be impactful.
Yeah, this might be the first time I've ever seen anyone play the Snapping Turtle. It has
I've seen it
4
played.
armor.
I've never seen anybody actually put it in a deck though. I've seen it generated off of random nature cards many times though.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
Geno's got 2 hunts.
An all-in play by Geno here, putting down the Pyramid Warden and just hoping everything sticks.
Oh,
Goblet's Goat takes out that situation.
And they fixed the boar, but the boar could hit the turtle. The order of operations is completely busted right now, and there you have it.
Yeah,
boar swings.
So the old rules, the boar would have killed the turtle.
Yeah.
In the current state, it does not. You see that most commonly now with Switch Duelist, which is a very important interaction in Nature Deception List. Underbrush Boar effectively got a buff because it kills Switch Duelist before it switches to a 3-1. So, before Switch Duelist traded for Underbrush Boar, now Underbrush Boar is a hard counter to Switch Duelist.
Oh no, so it's at the start of your turn it loses the 2 armor. So it is an end of turn and then start of turn. So that was correct with the boar. Boar is bugged, but wasn't wrong in this match. The turtle does wait until start of turn. But here we see Geno just running over Caution.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate RNG there for Caution Fun on that Goblet's Goat there at the end. Granted, I still think Geno was in control here. Wow, Control Light, we see not 1, but 2 9-drops and Anvil in the list. It's not something you see every day.
Yeah, I love Control Light, and I think once CSR happens, which is happening on Monday, by the way, I'm pretty excited for that, but I think we might see more Control Light.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the last weekend ranked for a while. We're going to have Control War dominating everything, so if you want to get out your cartridge sweeps, now is the time.
Yep. Well, it's interesting to see this time Geno is really thinking about his deck choice. Last time he just decided to use that nature list, went right back into queue. This time he's really thinking about Control Light, which is Not something we've seen.
Yeah, this is not a list that I would generally want to queue in a tournament setting. Granted, in one tournament I have played, actually a couple tournaments, I have played Control Light as kind of a wrench to throw people off guard.
I think you famously used it to counter, what was it, Neferu?
Yeah, that was back when I guess that list was popularized by Alimir. And everyone was playing those lists, and I was very confident my opponent was going to queue into it. And that was just a hard counter, because Lysander's Mercy prevents the infinite Nef stuff. You don't have the afterlife. Basically, they get down to 15 health, and then they lose. And I was running stuff like Etheric Alarm, which I think doesn't get the respect it deserves. Personally, I think if we see Control Light, we're going to see more Etheric Alarm, maybe giving some more consideration. But I think Etheric Alarm is currently undervalued, or underutilized, I should say.
Wow, so here we see Light, Geno going first, and he's going to choose Lysander's Honor. Wow. I hope he does it. I love to see it. I mean, that does make sense with the cards he's playing. He's playing Onyx Nightblades in this deck, which destroys a creature if it has 1 strength or less. He's playing Gentle Monk, which sets the strength to 1. This is a very interesting deck. I love this. This is very innovative by Geno. He's not playing anything that anyone's played before. It is very much built honestly, just for this.
I need to go to Cardbot to see what Glaring Talisman does. I do not know.
Glaring Talisman gives order +3 to the creature, then remove...
I've never seen that card played.
Me either. After an enemy creature attacks your god, give order +3 to that creature. So after an enemy creature attacks your god, give order +3 to that creature, then remove 1 turbo. That's very interesting. All it does is give order 3 to a creature after it attacks. It seems pretty slow, but yeah, this is legitimately the first time I've ever seen it played. So now it's going to be ordered for the next 2 turns for caution. At a minimum. He's also got the Inquisitor's Informant. Might give it even more order. He can also obliterate.
Very gutsy queue by Geno. I'm surprised to see it.
Yeah, this is so interesting. This is such a crazy deck. I mean, he can Lysander's Honor, like... Now Light is the one thing, though, maybe that you have to be really concerned about. Like, if you leave a couple creatures on board, and most gods, they're just now stuck with 0 health, or 0 strength. But we can see all kinds of buffs coming from Caution. He's almost certainly playing 2 Radiant Dawns, 2 Canonize, Asterius. So there's tons of cards in the deck that even if you just leave, 3 creatures with 0 strength on board, suddenly they could, all become massive threats in one single turn.
I don't know if I don't like using Divine Judgment on a 2/2. I know he's thinking about that, but
I think his problem is he just doesn't have anything else to do, like the next couple turns. So if he doesn't Divine Judgment here, he does. Well, okay, never mind. I take that back. His current relic gives order, so he will have the ability to play it on the following turns. So yeah, I'm with you here. Just don't use it yet. Although it's just going to go back on those same 2/2s, because then it would be gone. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I like using it here just because your hand is trash, but...
Yeah, I'm slightly worried about cards like Canonize.
There you go.
Much larger minion. A nice golden Canonize there from CautionFun. Nice. Love to see it for sure.
Oh, Helios Justicar when your opponent has 1 creature out feels so good.
Yeah,
it's just like permanently locked.
It's a card. I actually am a big fan of that card. Out of the 5 mana 4/5s Light has, it's my favorite.
Yeah.
Death is getting like an insane card in CSR. That's like 4 mana 4/5 that gets +1/+1 every time a god's damaged. So that's going to spiral insane. So you compare the stats on those. It looks interesting for sure.
Yeah. So he's got the Iron Tooth and the God Power here. And that's a about it. So he could trade out the 2/2 and then hope that the order goes on the 5/5. Maybe he lowers the strength of the 5/5 just so it can't kill his 4/5.
There's also an argument to lowering the strength of the 2/2 and attacking the lowering the strength of the Drider and attacking the other 2/2, because then you're 50-50 to put order on the 5/5.
Yeah, I like this because now if the order goes on the Drider, well, okay, yeah, never mind. This is fine. But then he gets a second canonized.
Reducing the strength on the Drider because, well, I was going to say your Iron Tooth could take it out as a clean trade, but if he's got a second canonized, that doesn't really matter.
Yeah. And here, now it's interesting because we see Geno made it to 7 mana. He's only going to eat a few damage this turn at worst, and he still has that relic, which is spitting out order. And then he's got Demo, he's got Lysander's Mercy. He's ready to go. His deck is working out as intended.
Yeah, Lysander's Mercy is actually a cool tech card here. It ignores ward.
And there's a lot of ward. Oh my god. So much ward.
Convenient.
That's going to be huge.
Oh. Yeah, this is Caution Fun's not going to like seeing this.
No.
I would have slapped that down so quick.
Yeah,
I would not have hesitated here. There would not have been any wait. I would have probably tried to cast that before Caution Fun into his turn.
I think he was ready to do it, but he's just triple checking all the boxes. Oh man, and there he's got a lot of top end here in his hand, which is slightly unfortunate. Can actually see, yeah, he's looking at this line. He could lower the strength of the well, this worked out really nicely because now he can lower the strength of the Highborn Knight with his God Power twice and then Onyx Nightblade if need be.
We've already seen 2 canonizes from Caution Fun, and we see that Geno is at 30.
Oh.
So I would say this is going very nicely for Geno at the moment.
Yeah, being at 7 mana, and oh man, and he gets Lips Are Sealed. It only gives order to 1 creature, but yeah, he can actually take out this CERN here, which is huge. Prevents Caution from drawing any extra cards. Wow.
Yeah, nice to see the Nightblade. Nightblade gets a lot of value against Light because Light has a lot of 2 mana, 2 strength minions, and if you're playing Lysander's Honor, it's very easy to get those down to 1 strength.
This is just a masterclass by Geno. I think he queued up with a deck that he built specifically for this match that nobody would ever expect, and he's just dominating with it.
I'm curious, did he want to queue in against Light? Because I would not have thought that this was a hard counter by any means.
Yeah.
Was he expecting something else?
Yeah. I mean, it's starting to look a little dodgy again just because he's stuck with those 2 9-drops. He might have been a little too greedy with the double 9-drops.
Maybe you're a little bit unfortunate to draw both.
But yeah, I mean, he's still so solid here. I mean, everything's got order on it next turn if he plays Lips Are Sealed, except for the 2/2, but he could even kill the 2/2 with his Demo and then play Lips Are Sealed. Everything's ordered on the Caution's turn. It looks like the line he might take. And he can reduce the strength of something as well.
Yeah, he buys himself some more time for sure. And the Demo is going to live after you do this as well. I don't like killing the Bright Mage there. Particularly, I really want to get value on those 2/2s because you know that Caution Fun's very likely to have Asterius. I'm just thinking that that's the most likely burst card he can have here.
Although this line is very interesting because it gives him the Sanctum draw, which he does need some cards pretty desperately. He gets Lysander's Mercy, so if things get out of control, This buys him a turn or two now. Lips are sealed's going to
Yeah,
buy him a turn or two, and then he's to the 9 drops. Caution's all in now.
I mean, Geno's at 28 at the end of the day.
Yeah, now
So-
Glaring Talisman's going to slow Caution down. So this basically kills 2 turns here. Lips are sealed is going to take out 2 of those. Oh my god, this deck is insane. This is really impressive. Did he forget to swing with the Onyx Nightblade?
Yeah, he did.
He could have at least hit face. So
Yeah, he could have acquired 3 favor by going face.
yeah,
Probably forgot that Highborn Knight had order, so the front line didn't matter because you given an order, you could go around.
Bit of a mistake from Geno, but I think we can forgive him with this this just absolute insane deck that he's playing here. This is, I love seeing such innovation, and I mean it's a $7,000 tournament. You bring the same deck everyone else always brings to everything, and it's just, you know, maybe you're just flipping coins, and it's like who goes first or who draws better. But man, when people innovate and just make something completely wild, I've never seen anyone play Therial's Anvil and a Polyhymnia. I mean, this is exciting.
Yeah, the only time I've seen Therial's Anvil in the past was from Jason.
Yeah.
I don't think I have actually seen people play that in a deck, aside from maybe memes.
God, this is so incredible. And next turn, Caution still can't attack with almost any of his creatures. And then the following turn, he's going to get Lysander's Mercied. And then he just needs to waste 1 extra turn before he can drop both 9 drops. And Caution's been all in here, so like he doesn't have... It's not like he's sitting on like some crazy combo of like a, you know, order card plus a Divine Judgment to get rid of that Polyhymnia. Once that thing hits the board, it's pretty much GG's.
I don't think that Caution Fun has an answer to Polyhymnia. I mean, I could be wrong, but his deck feels more like a version that would not have an answer to that.
Yeah. And Caution, he has a full board here, and he just can't use it. It feels so bad. Full board with a lot of harmed creatures. There was a 0 attack in there. The Highborn Knight has no ward or protect, and now they're all back on the bottom of the deck.
Well, the good news for Caution Fun is he's not going to lose this game by running out of cards.
Yeah, I know. Geno just hovered over his own deck, and he has 13 cards, but I wanted him to hover over Caution's deck because it looks packed. There you go, 21 cards to 12. He has shoved so many of Caution's cards. 21 cards. You almost have 21 cards in your deck when you start the game. If you know, turn 1, you have 4 cards in your hand. So he's only effectively drawn 5 cards from his deck, and they're on 9 mana now. Like, that is the most impressive thing I've ever seen.
So, do you play Anvil first, or do you play Polyhymnia first? That's the question.
I think you just play the Poly first, because the Anvil is a backliner, right? Yeah, it's backline. Yeah. So, Poly, I mean, I guess
you're worried with Anvil, if he's got, like, a Watchful Hound or something, he can get by it.
I was going to say, I bet we're going to see the towel thrown in the second that thing hits. And indeed we do.
That was a very quick concede by Caution Fun. He knew the situation there. Obviously, his list doesn't run the order Divine Judgment cards. But hey, nice win for Geno. Coming out with a very creative list. Definitely was not expecting Control Light.
Not in a million years did I think that we would be seeing Control Light, and especially not played to such a dominating performance. Unbelievable. Congrats to Geno. He's going to be playing in the championship match tomorrow night. We're going to find out who he's playing in just a second. And Caution, if you're a fan, don't worry. He's also going to be playing tomorrow night. He's going to be playing. We're going to air the 3rd place match first. And this tournament's for a ton of money. So 3rd place, still a big difference between 4th and 3rd place. So they're still playing for quite a lot. And yeah, so we'll get to see who Caution's going to be playing in just a minute here, and we'll see who Geno is playing in the championship round. But that was...
we've got glaring talisman? I mean, being featured in a $7,000 tournament to get to the finals, is that card to go moon now? Who knows? Clutch just said that he just bought all the cards, so he's ready.
That is true. I am actually just like at a loss for words. It makes me so happy to see such crazy innovation in the semifinals of seven. Like you just typically don't want to, take those kinds of risks. You play this deck and you get wrecked, and then you're just like, oh, why did I do that? This was for $7,000. I could have just played Control War.
Well, he probably couldn't play Control War
Yeah,
because of,
I'm sure it was probably banned. But we confirmed that it was banned. But yeah, I mean, he clearly had a plan. He clearly practiced it, and we know that the Octopus gang, they are very well known for being control players. So probably not
they
that
love their
shocking.
control decks.
Yeah, not shocking at all to see it.
I mean,
from the
I was
Octopus clan.
expecting Control, but I thought that maybe we'd see Board Wipe Death there, or something a little bit more meta.
Yeah, man, what a cue, what a choice, what a match. Congrats to Geno. It is now time to watch our teammates, Aldous versus Revan. I see a lot of people jumping the gun, wanting to get in that raffle, typing the word raffle for some strange reason. If you want to get banned, type !raffle right now. Or if you want to get in the real raffle, just wait until after this match, and then there will be a real raffle. I'm glad everyone's excited. We are giving away Here to Kiss.
I think the chat has a good chance of winning tonight. I think that Clutch is going to save his luck for tomorrow's raffle with the Aeneas. That's my opinion. I think Clutch wins the Aeneas tomorrow, but I think somebody else is going to win the Herticus. I'm feeling lucky for the rest of chat.
I hope we get some more fresh winners. We did have a nice winner yesterday in the last Genesis thing I gave out. It wasn't Clutch back-to-back, which is good because some people were very mad that Clutch won. It was not good. If Clutch wins again, there will be riots. Can guarantee.
Well, there were people rioting when I won a Demogorgon and Lions tournament raffle once. So I've been on that side.
Yeah.
that was my worst community tour performance in an event. Like I got knocked out in the round of 32. And then I just won the demo raffle, so it ended up not being as bad.
Yeah, can't complain. Tomorrow, I believe we're going to do the raffles for the first round winners. First round losers, but they can also be winners because there will be a giveaway to the people who participated in the tournament but lost in the very first round. There will be a raffle for those people. There's also going to be a raffle for the people who submitted their VODs. If you submitted your VODs so we could watch them on streams, big shouts to all of you people who did that, and there will be a raffle for you guys as well. So we're going to be giving away some Gods tokens to those people. So we'll probably do that tomorrow after the matches. But for now, let me go ahead and start up the next match. We've got Aldous versus Revan. I'm excited to watch this. I have no idea what we're about to witness, but I feel like it's going to be crazy.
I like Aldous going with the flex against Revan. He decided that we're using my name as the challenge code. So already a minor victory for Aldous right from the get-go.
Very interesting. Yeah. A lot of people use both people's names collectively as the code, but no, he said, I'm not going to use your name. You type my name.
Well, what I try to do is I try to get everyone to type in Axel. That's my standard go-to challenge code. But people who don't know who I am are like, why are we using that challenge code? So, or don't know the story of my sister's cat.
Here it is, game one, Revan versus Aldous. We are watching from Aldous's POV. He is playing Magic.
Interesting to see Faraday Cage. I would I was expecting probably when he picked Mage Bolt to be more of an aggro list.
And he
Usually you don't run
hard
Faraday Cage
keeps.
here. I don't like keeping Faraday Cage
Yeah.
unless he just expects Bladefly, but
Revan doesn't pick the control god power, so that Demetrios kind of becomes problematic. You might have to, I was going to say, unless he has a boar, might have to waste like a canopy barrage, but no. Of course, he's got the boar.
But the cool thing about Demetrios is, well, interesting sip of elixir. Maybe Aldous is more of a control list.
Yeah, we see Sip, which is very interesting. It might be that he's playing ramp. That makes sense with Faraday Cage, but he chose Mage Bolt instead of Clear Mind, which typically with those ramp lists you see Clear Mind.
That's what threw me off. Is I was expecting if he was playing ramp to pick Clear Mind.
Agreed.
But this is fine. I think if you're Aldous, you're liking the situation. You've got the Street Conjurer plus the Faraday Cage. Those synergize excellent. So that's going to deal 3 to all the other minions, which is okay. Well, it's not going to kill Selena, but it will get rid of the Wild Hog and the Underbrush Boar if he takes that avenue. Now, he can actually use Final Draft and the God Power to set up the Faraday Cage board wipe next turn.
Yeah. Oh, well, he's going to immediately get rid of Selena. Drop a creature.
Yeah, I actually disagree with this. I would have just used God Power and then prepare the Street Conjurer plus Faraday Cage next turn.
Yeah, I like your line. I think that makes a lot of sense.
And you would just get even more value off of the stag as well. Maybe he was hoping that Revan would take a couple of turns off, or take a turn off to kill the Shadow Scryer, and he thought that was worth the 5 points of damage. But I think what we're going to see here is we're going to see the Street Conjurer, Faraday Cage, and the Shadow Scryer trade off of the Marshwalker here. This is still very good for Aldous, I would say. Interesting, Reckless Frame Breather. Wow. You know, I don't think I've seen that card play outside of the starter deck tournaments on Bonk's channel. I don't think I've seen anyone else play Reckless Flame Breather.
Yeah, it's one that you don't see very often.
So, as a recap, in this tournament so far, we've had Glaring Talisman and Reckless Flame Breather being played in the $7,000 biggest Gods Unchained prize pool tournament in the history of the game. We're seeing some pretty unique lines here.
Yeah. Revan gets out the Jag Staff. And Aldous could get that mirror out if he wanted to. He might want to wait a turn, let the board fill up a little bit more with some confused creatures. What do you think about Rune of Strength here and just trading off the 3/3 or maybe playing the Shadow Scryer?
Rune of Strength on Shadow Scryer.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's exploited very easily.
Yeah.
I mean, I think what you're going to end up having happen is probably the Jag Staff runs into the Shadow Scryer and then the Jaguar just finishes off the 3/3. But I think you're okay with that line.
You think maybe he wanted to save that Rune of Strength for his mirror?
That's hard to stick, though.
I mean, it's 7 mana. You can, you know, bag it out.
Yeah, but we're 3 turns away from that.
Yeah, Revan's not doing anything. He's got time.
Aldous is at 18. Not a terrible spot for him, but the confused creatures, Archimedes' Mirror, counters nature just so nicely.
Yeah, it's nasty.
It's basically designed as the hard counter for nature.
Ferocious Beast? Is that what the card's name? I don't even know if that's the name of the card. I think it's Ferocious Beast.
It's the card you don't see much. I'm assuming Revan probably generated that card off of the stag he played earlier.
Yeah, it makes sense. Ferocious Ragoruduru. I wouldn't have guessed that in a million years. Rogaroo.
No idea.
Yeah, so when a friendly creature is summoned, it gets +1/+1. When a friendly creature dies, it takes 1 damage. So if he has like blade flies or something, it could get real nasty. Blade flies turn that into an 8/8. But he does have to be careful because that mirror is out there, and that mirror is just super annoying for nature.
Yeah, the mirror would actually board wipe a blade fly because the mirror just would run into the 8/8, and then you would get the extra chip damage from the other minions dying. So you gotta be slightly careful. With that being said, the mirror actually just runs into it in the 5/5 state at the moment, so it's just very awkward.
Yeah, that mirror makes things so hard to deal with when you're nature, especially.
There's a chance we might just see Revan God Power pass here. You need to get that minion up to a 6/6.
He might not even God Power because he doesn't want to give up the favor.
Nah, you want to do the you want to God Power there because now he can attack with the 1/6 into the 5/5, and the mirror lives with 1 health, which I don't think is optimal.
I don't think it grows with the God Power though. I don't know. It's played so infrequently.
Thought it was, but I could be incorrect.
It's summoned. Okay, so I think it's it's summoned. It does. If it's played, if it's like card is played, then it means from your hand. But if it's summoned, then it does when it enters the board. Yeah.
And actually, Aldous found a better line than what I found. He saves additional 2 health on the mirror by doing that. Which, again, emphasizes the point of probably utilizing the God Power anyways. But maybe he... Actually, no, never mind. It would have just given him more favor. I would struggle to resist playing Demo here.
Yeah. Looks like he's gonna save the demo and ping something. I mean, this could give up lethal if Revan is running Charging Oryx.
Goblet's Goat isn't quite lethal yet, but it's very scary. I would have slapped Demo on the board there. I don't understand God Power pass there. It just doesn't make much sense. Even Shape Blast makes more sense than just God Power pass.
Yeah.
He's willingly going to a minimum of 9 health, or a maximum of 9 health. Could go even lower depending on what Revan has. And I'm kind of curious if Revan decided to tack in maybe an Ironclad Minotaur, expecting a control list from Aldous. He could be. It gets very sketchy to play Demo in certain situations like that. But yeah, the Shape Blast here is good because it is a complete board clear.
Yeah. I mean, the best control players seem to always find a way to save those demos. And now that Reckless Flame Breather is looking nasty. Especially if Revan like bags out plays his God Power. It's gonna be 3 creatures cleared. That's a lot of fate.
I bet when you woke up today thinking that, I'm going to be casting the semifinals, you didn't think that you were going to be saying Reckless Flame Breather looks strong here. I don't think those were words you were expecting to say.
And it's crazy because Aldous is still just searching for ways to make us wrong here. I mean, like we're saying Demo a few turns ago, Reckless Flame Breather just looks so good now, but he just keeps searching for more optimal lines, which is why he's one of the best.
I mean, the Street Conjurer plus Star Shard Bolt plus God Power here is probably the correct line. But yeah, the Flame Breather is fine here too.
I mean, Flame Breather is so expensive.
Slightly uncomfortable being at 9 against nature. But I guess.
Oh, he must be running some type of major top end here, like, Polyhymnia, probably. Maybe even
Yeah,
Avatar.
I would expect the Poly. I wouldn't expect the Avatar if you're playing Mage Bolt.
Yeah, me either. Right, so he's looking at going face. That means he has to play the... He doesn't have to play demo. He could Shaped Blast. He is really saving that demo.
Yeah, I would have personally just trade into a Badger and then slap demo here. Maybe also play Street Conjurer to prevent a guaranteed Lightning Strike from killing the demo.
Yeah. I like that line. You're not really worried about doing 5 damage to your opponent's face right now. If you're playing Polyhymnia, you're just waiting to get the Poly. You need to just live for as many turns as possible here.
I think his idea is he's probably going to play Shaped Blast.
Yeah.
So
I think this is fine too, since his creature's on fire. Then you just God Power face. He now has...
Make a Sanctum purchase here.
Yeah, he's got 45
Battle Oryx
favor.
is not terrible.
I
personally like the Battle Oryx because it prevents you from taking 7 from Goblet's Goats.
Yeah, and I don't like dropping the Scryer here for the sole reason of like Demogorgon needing a Lightning Rod, as I call them. If you can have a Demogorgon and a 1-mana creature that you can get out on the same turn, it does make for a nice Lightning Rod to make it so they can't just guarantee a strike. And so here we see Metamorphosis, which is a very seldom seen card. Typically that is played in decks with Frey and, you know, maybe Avatar, but Frey specifically, because Frey is an 8-drop that once it does its roar, it quite frankly isn't that great, and you can Metamorphosis the Frey into a 9-drop, which typically on average is pretty great. So I wonder if he is still actually playing Frey.
Interesting, if he's pipping into Fellow Tracker. The thing I don't like about Fellow Tracker, or interesting, he bought the Fellow Tracker then played Iron Tooth. But both of those leave him with a situation of both minions die to the hunt still.
Yeah,
Will we see him potentially play Metamorphose on the demo next turn? Maybe attack into one of the minions and then go ahead and Metamorphose.
Yeah, Metamorphosis actually does give some serious value if you're able to swing first and then, you know, take a 7-drop that's now like a 4/1 or something. It's gonna die anyway. Turn it into an 8-drop, and most 8-drops are pretty nice. So on average, you're gonna get something nice, and we might actually get to see that here. It'll be very interesting.
Will he high roll into something like a Helion Elite?
Yeah, that's the one card I'm thinking of, is you really want that Helion Elite. I'm trying to think of the low rolls that he could get at 8. 8-drops are so seldom seen, I can't.
Attacking the Blade Fly here. I would be hitting the Underbrush Boar. If you're playing Metamorphose.
Yeah, I think he is now. I mean, this is exactly the thing I said. If you got a 4/1, you can turn it into an 8-drop. Oh, and he high rolls into a nice 6/10, and that has regen, and it gives him a random card at the end of, or when it dies as an afterlife. So I think it's two random cards.
2 random. Yeah, 2 random cards.
So huge to just restack
drop
your
the
hand.
All-Seeing Spire, and interesting, I would have used God Power to get rid of the Ambitious Adventurer. Because now he can technically give up his entire board to kill the creature that has regen.
Yeah.
If you're able to stick in the Figure of the Streets for longer term, then maybe you can get more value out of it.
Interesting, he doesn't use the Munician Infiltrator on a 6/10 here, right? Don't you use it on the 6/10 and you only need to give up 2 Blade Flies?
Well, it costs too much mana.
That's true.
Infiltrator only hits the small things.
One of these days I'm gonna play Infiltrator myself just so I actually know how it works. I refuse to play it. People yelling in the chat, it has to be 3 mana. They've told me 100 times. I literally refuse to play Munician Infiltrator myself, so I'll never remember.
Those are the free-to-play players in chat. Us whales are too big of a snob. That being said, Revan's a whale, and he's playing it too, so...
Let's see what the random cards are that Aldous gets. He gets a Pangolin Armor and a Moonlight Charm. That could lead to some interesting buffed cards. We could see We could see a tiny little minion win the entire game for Aldous at this point if he can stick some massive buffs. That being said, Revan's got a little bit of pressure on board, but Aldous is sitting on that Star Shard Bolt, which is going to be real important. He's got the Archer and the Sanctum, which could be very nice.
I'm looking at that Battle Oryx. If I can put that aspect of the Penguin on that,
Oh.
then I'm feeling like I'm accomplishing something.
Yeah. And he top decks the
But
tracking bolt.
Yeah, that's a full clear now.
I was going to say, he might try and get that Moonlight Charm equipped. I like this line.
Yeah, getting that down makes sense.
And yeah, the Felid Tracker, we might see that one be the target for Aspect and some Moonlight Charm buffs. I agree, though, that maybe getting something like the that 3/3 might be a little sturdier. The Felid Tracker's only got 1 health, so even with 3 armor, it can still get canopy barraged.
I just love putting armor on frontline minions.
Yeah, it's so nasty.
It messes up the stuff that Revan would like to do.
Yeah. And Revan's all in here. And the Dedicant, he's got some big 8 drops.
He accidentally edit a starter deck and forgot to remove a few cards. It's interesting seeing the Dedicant. And
I mean, every card in his hand right now is plain, unforged. This man is a monster.
yeah, he's going to putting aspect on the Dedicant is actually pretty effective. It's got ward and a lot of health.
Aspect here plus the Moonlight Charm buff is going to be so disgusting.
Yeah, that's the poor man's polyhymnia. That's
It doesn't have frontline, unfortunately, so we could still see a sneaky lethal with a Godblitz Goat if Aldous isn't careful.
More than a Godblitz Goat.
Yeah.
I like healing for 4 aspect Moonlight Charm. And yeah, this is not an ideal situation for Revan.
I think you grab the frontliner, not the Archer, right? Because the only thing you are concerned about has to be an Oryx. But there we see Revan throws in the towel. Aldous taken down game 1 in a best of 5 with maybe the craziest deck that we've seen all night, and that's saying something.
Yeah, I thought that Geno's Control Light was absolutely crazy, but then Aldous comes out here with the Dedicant and Reckless Flame Breather. And I don't know if I'm watching a broadcast of Bonk's Welcome Set tournament, or if, I'm watching the finals of a $7,000 tournament. I don't know.
Yeah, that was a very interesting choice. Let's see what he goes with here. He's got so many decks. How does he keep them all? Oh my god, he's got so many.
Yeah. I think that he plays people's decks on stream, and apparently he doesn't delete them as much as I do.
That would drive me insane. I wish we could delete the starter decks.
I'm okay with having them. You can play starter deck tournaments now.
Yeah, if you like not having fun, you could definitely do that.
But this looked like more of a standard list from Aldous in this game, playing pretty normal nature-looking cards.
Wait, we get to see Metamorphosis in the last one too, which is pretty wild. I don't think that's in the starter deck. It can't be in the starter deck.
Oh, it's not a starter deck card. It's that's a core card. But the Dedicant and the Reckless Flame Breather are, and those are the 8 drops. When you play the starter deck, you're mad that you draw them because usually you don't make it that far in the game.
So game 2, Revan sticking with nature, and Aldous also switching to nature, and this deck looks a lot nastier. Someone should tell Aldous that he can forge his cards.
I don't like mulliganing away the Finian Fruit Bearer. I mean, I get that. That you have an underbrush boar and then it's not it doesn't necessarily synergize perfectly with Finian. But he's definitely aimed for more reactive stuff in his opening hand.
Yeah, it always feels bad to get rid of a boar on turn 1 against a black jag, but I think it was sadly something he had to do.
I personally would have played Canopy Barrage there.
No, now it looks like he'll get a chance to do your line and play a Canopy Barrage.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't end up mattering because I would have played Canopy Barrage last turn, then I would have played Boar this turn.
Yeah,
it ends up being the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like Faith Lane here because the Jag regens, so it's just awkward.
So Revan drops a naked stag with no bag, so he can't get another creature. He lucks out on getting the zombie to at least make it so he can't just throw a lightning. Wow, I mean that zombie just like saved the day, right?
I mean, are you really that mad to trade a stag for a lightning strike though? I mean, it's 3 mana for 3 mana, and you do get the blessed effect, so you technically profit there.
Do you swing the Faithlane Blade into that 3/3?
I like it. Because now you can double hit next turn. If you're reckless and don't care about your health, I mean, that's the line.
That's how I play.
And
I will hit.
That's typically how I do.
Anything with legs, I'll hit with my weapons. I don't care how much strength they have. Interesting that he swung with the Celestial Stag there. That was a little risky. I think Aftermath would yell about that.
No, I like it because you know he's got the double attack with the Faith Lane.
True.
So you know the stag's not sticking.
Yeah, but you can at least make him eat 6 damage. I don't know.
Well, I mean, he's going to have to eat 6 damage after it went face now, and now he got an extra 3 points of damage in. If the stag traded, then the Faith Flame wouldn't have had very convenient attacks. Oh, wow.
This is starting to feel bad.
Randomly generated a Sage of Removal off the Celestial Stag.
Honestly, what are the odds, do you think, tomorrow? I mean, I still think we're going to see all war bans, but do you think anyone will consider banning nature? Nature is very flexible. It's got Sage of Renewal now, which is completely busted. It's got a lot of other cards that are phenomenal. I mean, nature, I think you could and look, again, I still think they're going to just all ban war, but I think you could make an argument for banning nature.
Yeah, you can make the argument. You still got to figure out something for control war, which your opponents are going to be very likely to queue.
Yeah.
So Selena can die here guaranteed if you send the Apple Boy into the Badger. Faith Lame plus the Minusian could then take out Selena here. But I think that you're gonna go ahead and gamble with the Badger, I guess. You can guarantee getting rid of Selena here, so I think that you always take that option when you've got the ability. You can't let Selena stick on the board.
Yeah. And this looks pretty problematic and over for Aldous. And he top decks a Wild Hog.
He needs to top deck the Hunt.
Well, even the Hunt would have been 1 turn away still, so he was just drawn pretty. Maybe he had a Guild Enforcer or something. He could have stalled a little bit, but probably just gets lightning struck. So, I mean...
Guild Enforcer could, worst case, dies to Bear plus the weakened 3/1 Minusian.
Yeah. But this one's looking pretty bad.
Personally, I don't like that attack by Revan. I would have just attacked the Badger. Then I would have sent the 3/1 at the Wild Hog. leaves you with the most amount of health on the board. And you don't have to worry about confused creatures missing, which we're seeing here from Revan. Now, if Aldous can top deck the hunt, it's a little bit interesting.
Gets a
Yeah,
stag.
I don't think the stag's gonna help. You can get some favor. You can make the purchase of the front line and the sanctum.
He gets enough, which is pretty huge. Oh, interesting. So he goes for the Volka's Discovery here, and it's going to clear 2 things. It will allow him to live
Yeah, I don't
one
like
extra
this
turn.
because the Jag Staff just removes the Celestial Stag now.
Yeah.
So I don't really know if he accomplished that much there.
Yeah, I think you have to play the frontliner and pray that the stag gives you something worthwhile.
Two turns, he's going to drop the Sage of Renewal. The question is he going to be alive then? I think that Aldous' list curved out at 6, so I don't think he has any natural Demogorgons which could potentially get him out of this situation.
Underbrush Boar plus Lightning Strike. Doesn't get you there, right? Oh, it hits the worst option, but even if it hit at 3/3.
Yeah, this... If one of the blade flies finishes off, well,
Yeah, this
I guess
actually.
it's confused.
Yeah, technically he's
Confused
still.
RNG. But actually, no. He picks up the Ranger first bow,
Yeah.
and then all you need is one of the blade flies to hit the 3/1, and you're good.
Oh, he's got the Fey Flame Blade, so he's good. GG's. Someone in chat asked why he switched to nature. That's because you must win with a different god each game. So Revan can no longer pick nature. Aldous can no longer pick magic. It is now 1-1. Neither of them can pick war.
Yeah. So I mean, got a good little match going here. It looks like Aldous is gonna go away from the nature list he just played.
Oh my god. Fast X tagged you and me in the Discord. You see what Fast X posted? After the match with the control nature where Clutch said he went out and bought all the cards. Fast X just posted a screenshot that he bought himself 2 Diamond Lysander's Mercies.
Oh yeah, apparently Geno has inspired Fast X to have a little bit of a whale moment.
That is...
He's gonna be having the sexiest control light list around.
I love it. Fast X, if you're in the chat, you're a legend.
I mean, I assume he's here because he said, "Okay, I did it,"
Yeah.
and I think that could be the only reference in the legendary performance by Geno in game number 4 against CautionFun. I think that's the only reason why you're buying Diamond Lysander's Mercy and tagging us.
That's hilarious. It's no joke the price has gone up by the last hour by 10% already. I mean, look, I've been saying that Control Light's going to become a thing when they put out CSR, and I picked up a Shadow Griffith the Chosen One, and I think Griffith is going to be really good.
Interesting, Griffith. I just worry that Light has too much things at 7 to slip to find room for that.
Yeah, I think that they are with like the new purification filter setting everything to 1 strength. You could get the what's it called? The Seraph sets everything to 1 strength. Griffith sets everything to 1 strength. There's a lot of shenanigans that Light has now that are gonna just set everything to 1 strength like every turn. Interesting,
All of us debating on the god power here between Thievery and Orpheus Distraction. It makes me think he's playing Control. And of course, we see that which aches. Definitely confirms that this is probably more of a Control list.
Yeah. FastX in the chat said he's been thinking about it for a while.
Yeah, but that little extra inspiration by Geno, I think, definitely put him over the edge.
I guess he figured if he's been thinking about it for a while, he better pick it up now before this gets loose and everyone starts wanting to copy Geno.
Somebody in the chat just said 1-1 for Aldous. I mean, I guess you could say it's 1-1 for Revan as well. It's tied either way you look at it. Ooh, he's got the hollow. Oh, how do you resist that? Okay, maybe you Stone Skin plus Pip out the hollow. I'm always trying to get out the hollow ASAP.
It's tough, yeah. That pickpocket's so obnoxious. You have to be a little concerned, but like you don't have. It's not like you have that which aches in your hand right now, and you're concerned that you're gonna give up that which aches.
Actually, I kind of understand using Stone Skin and pipping out the hollow here. The reason being, if he patient pickpockets the Stone Skin is actually a hard counter to the hollow.
Yeah.
Because the burn ignores the ward.
Yeah, I like this line as well. Oh, nope, he doesn't go for the hollow. He goes for a Pyramid Warden, which he's got 2 of them. It's going to be pretty obnoxious. If he gets back those pickpockets, they get their order back, and they get to steal more cards.
Very awkward, and it's just so interesting that he played Pyramid Warden and then the hollow, in my opinion, because I would want to get the free card generation going on the hollow as soon as possible. But interesting, we see a Lightfoot Informant from Revan. I would assume that means he's probably playing more of a Control list. It's interesting seeing Lightfoot Informant get a lot more love in the meta a little bit recently, too.
Yeah. Ooh, Umber Arrow. We've been seeing all this almost trademark Umber Arrow here with his Umber Arrow into Reflection Elementalist plays. Had a real nice one against Mirage. And then I happened to queue into him later that night, and he did the exact same thing against me. You Umber Arrow your opponent's creature, and then you go ahead and Reflection Elementalist, and...
I don't understand the line that Aldous is taking here. I would put that 1-2 in the Void, just to weaken it. Because you would much rather him get back the Lightfoot Informant than the patient pickpocket.
For sure.
I don't get going face with the Netherborn Binder. But Revan's under a lot of pressure here.
Yeah, for sure.
We're a couple of turns before you can Rapture. I don't even think that Aldous' list is meant to be fast. It's just seems to be curving out pretty nicely here.
Yeah, we saw that which aches, which is typically an anti-fatigue mechanism when you expect to be playing a 40 turn game. And yet here we see he's got a 5 wide board on turn 4, which is pretty nasty.
Wow, hunting trap on that. I don't understand.
We do see that pickpocket come back.
So I guess we're gonna. I don't know. I don't know if I like the Umber Arrow here because if you Umber Arrow the Lightfoot and then kill the Avatar of Deception, then the only minion and Revan's Void is going to be Avatar of Deception.
Yeah.
So they would be guaranteed to get it back on Pyramid Warden if they were able to deal with the lad. So unfortunately, the Lightfoot Informant goes into your own Void.
Yeah.
I also might have traded a Lightfoot Informant and dropped the Diligent Architect on the board. The reason being, you don't really need the 1/2 minion on the board, and you're gonna run into issues of kind of having too much value to begin with. So I would have tossed out that architect there, a little bit cleaner on the mana efficiency standpoint.
And here we're going to see the pickpocket. It's either going to get the architect, a hunting trap, Lady Marcella, or a rune of sight. Which one are you the most worried about your opponent getting? Diligent Architect or Hunting Trap?
I mean, to be honest, none of that scares me.
Yeah. There's nothing worse than having like a Polyhymnia stuck in your hand when your opponent puts a pickpocket out.
Slightly awkward for Aldous here. If he God powers, he could play the architect. So does he really accomplish too much if he God powers here? You maybe just drop your own Guild Enforcer and sit as a line. I think maybe you have to be worried about Rapture Dance if you're Aldous here as well.
Really struggling to figure out how to get through this Guild Enforcer.
I don't know about this. I don't feel like it's necessarily worth attacking there.
I think you just put it on the Pyramid Warden, no?
I mean, you could. Definitely, probably play the Student in Society just to clear out stuff from your hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Guild Enforcer is going to start, or the Hollow is going to start junking up his hand. So, I mean, yeah, I'd like playing Student Society. Maybe he's concerned about a Rapture Dance, but would mean it takes out the Pyramid Warden.
Oh, Elixir of the Snake. Ooh, that's actually more effective than Rapture. You get rid of the Hollow this way. And that Patient Pickpocket is back for the third time this game. Did he forget to attack with the Guild Enforcer? I think he forgot to attack with the Guild Enforcer, right?
Interesting.
Oh wait, no, he attacked into the Pyramid Warden, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a giant cursed obelisk here, which is gonna be very interesting. Infinite zombies, but maybe Revan's playing Rapture Dance and can kill the zombies when there's enough.
I mean, you're okay with if all you're losing is a cursed obelisk. If you're provoking your Rapture Dance, you're okay with that. I don't know. This feels like a good situation for Aldous because we know that he's got a top end. He's already generated some randomly generated cards. It feels like Revan might be. Well, I was about to say it feels like Revan might be playing a faster curve deck, and then he just plays a Jason. So. Yeah,
the Jason's perhaps going to either junk up Revan's deck. He played it a bit early, but also might give him some really nice outs.
Interesting, he's hiding the Jason. I guess he wants to set up potentially a Toast of Peace.
Yeah, for sure. Toast of Peace on Jason.
Of which
just
case,
nasty.
If you play Cursed Obelisk, you can easily get yourself into an overdraw situation here. Yeah, I think since he used cheat on Jason, then he's probably trying to set up Toast to Peace.
I mean, if he's setting up Toast to Peace, don't you play Lightfoot Informant to get some of your own value there?
That would be ideal. Ooh, counterfeit
like,
there. Taking
and no Toast to Peace, which is very
Orderability.
interesting. Yeah, so for those of you in the chat who don't know what Toast to Peace does, it sends all the cards back to both players' hands, and it reduces the cost of your own creatures. But the important thing is that means roars like Jason get to happen a second time. So a lot of these control decks will actually wait until 8 mana with a bag or 9 mana, play Jason, immediately play Toast to Peace before your opponent can do anything about it. And that guarantees that you have 2 Jasons. That being said, Aldous does have a Cutthroat here, and maybe Revan was a bit concerned that his Jason could have been Cutthroated, which is why you often see Deception, or when you're playing against Deception, you play your Jason early, because then at the worst they can Cutthroat one of your legendaries from Jason, but they can't steal Jason, which is the important thing.
Yeah, not the best Cutthroat. I guess the Rapture is okay because it does set up the Cursed Obelisk a couple of turns. You're not super concerned about Lady Marcella when you've got Rapture in your hand.
Yeah. Lydia's Dedicant is a terrifying card. Aldous doesn't have like that with Jake's in hand. He doesn't have his demos in hand. Like there's some nasty stuff left in Aldous's deck. And Revan just got a copy of something. Something in the deck. Could be anything. Could be a poly, could be that with Jake's, could be an extra demo. Impossible to play around it. It could be a mugging.
Yeah, Ludia's Dedicant is one of those annoying solid cards, I think. I don't know. I'm slapping out that Cursed Obelisk right now.
So no, I don't like this. He's playing it to the right. I think that's a mistake because you want that Cursed Obelisk back. I would have played that all the way to the left, and then if you do see Toast to Peace happen in a few turns, you're guaranteed to get it back even if your hand gets full. Where now there's two really junky cards to the left.
Aldous has only 3 cards in hand.
Yeah.
So I don't think it matters too much. And the Cursed Obelisk is only the 3rd one. It's kind of in the middle. I don't see any situation where he overdraws that. The important thing is those zombies are to the far right.
Yeah, they always come out to the right. It's definitely important. Ooh, Reflection Elementalist. Do you think that is the card that he stole from Aldous?
That would have been my first guess, but it could be.
Did you say it wouldn't be? The card that got copied, I mean, with the Dedicant. I mean, Aldous is definitely running Reflection Elementalists.
He could have copied it.
Could have been that mugging too.
Maybe Revan doesn't run it. I thought it was mugging originally, but I guess Revan's more likely to be running mugging than Reflection Elementalist. Of course, mugging ignores all rolls of ward.
Yeah.
Along with Stone Skin, for that matter.
Yeah, Deception has a lot of things that just don't care about your ward. Elixir of the Snake is a pretty nasty board wipe that can just hit you out of nowhere if you're expecting, you know, all my ward's going to protect me, and then all of a sudden, full board wipe.
We're going to see them bugging. I think we're also going to see the Stone Skin here.
I think we'll see a cheat on the, Do you think he cheats the Obelisk to protect it, or do you think he pops the ward? I feel like you can make an argument to cheat the Obelisk.
I think you pop the ward, because I don't like cheating the Obelisk, because then it dies to Rapture.
Hmm.
And I don't see any potential cards for a revan besides Rapture Dance that would possibly deal with Obelisk.
Yeah.
It's got backline, and it's just too difficult to reach at the moment.
I mean, I was considering something like a Sleep Dart seems pretty likely. Maybe a Stone Skin or something. Stone Skin's a little bit slower, but... Yeah, there's Stone
But
Skin.
we do know... Yeah, we do know that... Okay. But you still get 2 more procs out of the Obelisk.
Yeah.
Because it is a 1/6. Dedicant. You play the Dedicant and you hide the Dedicant here.
Yeah. Yeah, he goes for it immediately before he was even supposed to. Forgot about the Blessed. He gets the Blessed, gets the 6 favor, then he immediately hides it. Let's see what he gets. Always exciting. He gets a Rapture Dance, which he already had a Rapture Dance from Revan. He now has copies of... Well, he actually has one of Revan's Rapture Dances and has a copy of the other one. But that does mean it's still in the deck, and Revan desperately needs that Rapture Dance. So he's looking at the top of his deck every turn, hoping it's that Rapture Dance, and it's probably pretty unlikely that he just got that. But he has, from Jason, Neferu. Surprise Neferu in Deception.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's balanced.
That was unexpected.
And unfortunately for Aldous, those 2 Rapture Dances he has in hand don't really do anything at the moment.
Yeah.
The one good thing about Lady Marcella is when Lady Marcella dies, Revan's going to get 2 1/1 minions, which does make his Rapture more effective.
That's true. Both of these players have 66 and 68 favor. Do you think that we should teach them about the Sanctum?
Well, yeah, we saw Aldous in game number 1 playing some starter cards, so he might not have gotten to the point of the game. You know, some of these Hearthstone players don't understand the Sanctum. I think that could be it. Revan is bam, he just hit 69 favor. Gotta call that out on stream. He intentionally kills his Neferu to replay it.
Very smart and crafty play, but also brings him down to 6 health, which you have to feel scared about. He's now at 78 favor. I mean, these guys have so much favor.
Yeah, I would probably buy the Battle Arcs and play it. Of course, I guess you're worried about damage and good things replacing it from the Sanctum.
I don't like the naked. Don't you grab like the thing that draws you a card and then Reflection Elementalist it? Oh no, I don't like that. Okay, he does cheat it, I guess.
Well, what he's thinking now is he's thinking, I've got lethal 2 turns from now.
Yeah.
By going face with the Reflection Elementalist using the God Power, and then face with the Reflection Elementalist again.
That's fair.
And the question is can Revan do something that can stop that game plan?
Yeah, that's actually a really tough thing to stop, right? Because they're both playing cheat, so frontline doesn't do too much unless you have 2 frontliners, and we see Revan drops 1. I think we're about to see Revan grab a second frontliner here in the Sanctum, if he knows it exists. Let's see if he can find the Sanctum buttons and pick up that frontline bull.
Well, actually, Revan knows that Aldous has 1 Rapture Dance because of the Cutthroat Insight, which stole the first Rapture Dance.
True.
So if Revan remembers, then he's probably less likely to buy the Arcs here, expecting the Rapture.
Oh, there you go.
The issue here for Aldous is he can't cheat the Guild Enforcer and cheat the Reflection Elementalist at the same time.
But he could grab... I mean, if they find the Sanctum, he could grab that other... Well, he's got multiple 3-attack creatures in the Sanctum there that he could cheat in a future turn. So maybe he tries to clear here with Rapture, except for the Guild Enforcer, cheat it, and then just go face. You're 3 away from lethal. You pick up a... Okay.
This does make sense. It's just so risky for Revan to play.
Oh, he
Neferu.
can't.
I mean,
There's
he's already
no way.
at 6.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this because he can hide the Guild Enforcer and... But he's gonna be on the back foot here. He gets the zombie. Revan, of course, gets the zombie out instead of gaining more favor because he just doesn't need more favor.
I think we're going to see the second Rapture. And the second Rapture actually should catch Revan by surprise. He knew about the first one.
Yeah.
He doesn't know about the second one.
Yeah, this one came from Ludia's Dedekin. And likewise, we've seen Revan just play a Ludia's Dedekin. And so he has something that's in Aldous' deck. And we still haven't seen That Which Aches. We haven't seen Demogorgons. I assume he's playing Demogorgons. We haven't seen... anything that's 7 mana or above, so it's quite possible that there's some nasty cards in Aldous' deck.
It's hard to imagine Aldous playing That Which Aches without playing Demogorgon.
Yeah. Yeah, That Which Aches. Such an interesting inclusion in this deck. It hasn't seemed very top-heavy thus far, which typically decks that run That Which Aches are top-heavy. Revan just OTK'd himself with the health bug. Luckily, that's just a bug, and he still actually has 3 health left. But that is super risky and terrifying to...
It's a scary bug. I've been terrified many of times.
Yeah, I mean, for Revan, it would have just played the sound effect that he died. He might have been like, did I miscalculate?
Interesting. Here, Revan did make a Sanctum buy last turn, and if Rune of Fire popped up in the Sanctum, Aldous would have had lethal. I think what we're going to see here is probably the wind-up roller to try to high roll, or maybe I'm incorrect.
Yeah, I mean, Guild Enforcer does nothing here. It just gets cheated, and then there's lethal. So I don't...
Well, you can use the Hunting Trap on the 3/3 to prevent lethal. And okay, interesting. He's hiding the Guild Enforcer. The idea being he's got lethal.
I mean, Revan could have lethal, though.
Have lethal.
Yeah, if Revan doesn't. So if Revan can somehow kill his Neferu, he wins. If he has a Snake Elixir, he wins. Which he doesn't have Snake Elixir. Valka's Discovery unhides the hidden creature here. Does 1 damage to his Neferu. Can he get... No, he's not going to be able to get his Neferu dead. But he is able to stop the lethal, which is huge. They're both at 3.
Yeah, and now it's really hard to prevent lethal by Revan next turn. Even if you could get, hypothetically, another frontline, you can send Neferu into the Guild Enforcer and use Orpheus Distraction to kill Neferu.
Does Aldous have anything in his deck with reach that can somehow, like a heads or tails or something? That is a no. That looks to be it.
Heads or tails is actually guaranteed lethal, which is interesting. Not that many times you get to say heads or tails is the nuts.
Yeah.
So.
And it looks like he's gonna concede,
it doesn't matter at this point. It's just lethal.
Yeah.
There's no way to really stop it.
What a close ending to this match, though. That was
very tight. The Jason ended up coming up pretty strong there.
Yeah. He's close to actually being, if Like, he can cheat one of the 1/1s, and then he can get a second
Well,
frontliner out, but a relic.
Well, the tricky thing is you can always run your Neferu and then cheat the Neferu and then replay Neferu.
Yeah. I think we might even see that line
that
if he wants to get cheeky. Oh, he's got the Rapture.
Probably something I would do. Okay, Rapture, that works.
Aldous throws something. No.
Slightly more looking the line I had. So the Rapture was optimal there.
Yeah.
Very good game, very tight game there for sure.
Yeah, that came down to the wire. But GG's to Revan taking the lead in the match. 2-1.
So it's interesting. He's got Sully 3. He's got all sorts of decks. He's going with imported deck.
That would drive me insane.
I could. Only decks that I have that are named imported deck are the decks that I play on my stream when I do viewer submission decks, and then I immediately delete all of those decks after the stream. I can't have those sit around.
Yeah, absolutely not. Well.
Interesting. He queued and then decided no.
Okay, he said there's a long wait time, perhaps.
Okay, maybe we need to fast forward this a little bit.
Yeah, I'm fast forwarding here. Making sure I don't jump too far. I can see it. I can see it moving as the weekend ranked timer counts down. Thank God Aldous was here.
Yeah. this would have been a very long queue. We're already like 5 minutes of fast forwarding.
Ooh, thank you, Aldous. And here it is, game number 4. So we got Aldous going first against a Revan playing Magic.
Magic is just so weird now. There's probably more different variants of Magic out in this current meta than there are any other domain. It's just whenever you face a Magic list, it's just hard to know exactly what you're up against.
True. It's best of 5 general. Kukov. So we don't know how many matches or how many games total. There could be anywhere between 1 all the way up to 2 left, depending on who wins this game.
If Revan wins this, he will be advancing to the finals to take on Octopus Geno and his Crazy Light deck. And if Aldous wins this, we get a Game 5 situation, which is really ideal. We want Game 5s for the biggest tournament. Hopefully get one of those for the final.
Yeah, Aldous really taking his time here figuring out if he wants to bag out something on turn 1. And
yeah, I bag out the Fae Flame because I can get the Finian out next turn.
Yeah, Fae Flame plus Finian is just like one of the best combos for nature. You can clear up people's boards, same time, hit opponents' faces, get frenzied, get Finian out. Finian is just insane.
You just love Underbrush Boar into Vortimore.
Yeah, this is doesn't have to spend any time thinking about that one. That's just a nice clean play here, taking out Voldemort.
I disagree with the Twitch chat. Easy Canopy? Nah. You get the Underbrush Boar out there, and Revan has to spend 2 mana to just finish off the 3/1 minion.
Yeah, that was his whole turn is now gone just to get rid of the minion. And now Aldous can play Finian and hit face if he wants. He could even Chiron
I think I toss
Finian.
out the Chiron as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go ahead. Definitely hitting face with the Fae Flame. Especially with the Jagstaff in hand. You're a little bit relic heavy at the moment. But, I mean, maybe there's an argument for not playing Chiron here, but you have to play Finian in attack. I think that...
Yeah, I like this line.
That being said, Chiron doesn't necessarily deal with the majority of Magic relics either.
Yeah.
Just getting it out there is good.
Yeah. And this does at least force a couple extra mana to be used to deal with Finian if he doesn't have like a tracking bolt, which he has. If he only had like an Illuminate or an Ancient Text or Form of Power or something, he would have had to also God Power.
Well, the nice thing about having Kyrod on board is he can't just pip into God Power to kill the Apple Boy, because then you'd end up with the 2/2 Mean Dream regenerating Chiron machine.
Yeah.
So you have an extra body for the Apple Boy, but this doesn't feel. Aldous' hand is very awkward at the moment. But Revan hasn't drawn any of the card generation yet either, so it's kind of an awkward start for both players.
Well, he did have the Voldemort, but it died, so he's down one card draw machine.
Yeah, he had a naked Voldemort, which he did not accomplish any card draw off of.
Yeah, not very often you see it played with no procking of it immediately.
It looks like Revan has plenty of spells to deal with stuff, so far at least.
He puts out a naked... Oh no. But somehow, nature can't deal with... Normally nature has no trouble dealing with this, especially if you play the...
Usually if you've got a lightning strike here, you're feeling pretty great. What he can do is he can go face Canopy Barrage, and he can either buy the Rune of Fire or the Vulca's Discovery.
True. Yeah, he can kill it. Yep, you're right with that Rune of Fire. It's also possible we just see him Canopy Barrage and then maybe use Wildfire later or something. Either way, it's going to die. But yeah, I think you have to take it out this turn because you don't want like Vow of Learning to happen next turn.
I don't like letting the Monolith stick if ever you have a chance to get rid of it. Particularly because, minimum, he's just going to kill your Rhino. He's going to have one spell, and then he's just going to eat your Rhino. Yeah, the Rune of Fire plus Canopy here makes sense. Could also do the Vulca's Discovery. But I would agree with the Rune of Fire. Taking that away from the Sanctum for your opponent. I actually go face with the Faith Lane here, because you've got a Jackstaff and a Faith Lane, so
yeah,
might as well.
Pretty brutal. Jagstaff plus Wildfire is always interesting. It's a nice way to guarantee a creature on the board. I always see the Oni Spellsword, which does make things pretty nasty.
Yeah, but it just doesn't feel like he's going to be able to protect that minion.
Yeah, especially with the Jagstaff is going to be... Be able to clear at least the 2/2 and then have a 50 or well, a 50-50 to kill the 3/3, and then we'll see where it actually goes.
Interesting, he pipped into God Power there. Definitely gonna take a shot with the Rhino here. It looks like he's gonna play the Jagstaff first to make sure it doesn't hit the Assistant Alchemist. I don't know. I would just attack the Oni and then see what happens. Or attempt to attack the Oni.
Yeah.
He's really letting his time get down there a little bit low here. Using the entire rope here. Please don't rope us in chat. He is angry at this turn. But he gets the RG there to kill the Odie Spellsword, which is probably the scariest card for Aldous because of all the ward. Oh, he's got another one. And he's going to give it protected, I'd assume. No?
Takes out the 5/1. He's got a Rune of Strength on it, which is going to be pretty... Oh, okay, he Rune of Strength's the protected. That's pretty nice. Now it's going to be tough to reach the Oni. He does have the old trick here of the fake Twin Strike Jagstaff, where he can swing with the Jagstaff, equip the Faithlane Blade, and then actually swing for a 3rd point of damage with the Faithlane Blade.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the line here. You make Oni confused there as well.
It's very important.
The question is, do you play Celestial Stag or not?
Yeah, it's important to know that for people who didn't know you could do this, you have to play the Twin Strike Relic second. You can't swing with the final hit of the Faithlane Blade and then equip another relic and swing a second time. The second relic has to have the Twin Strike.
Which is inconvenient because you seem to end up having Faithlane on board wanting to play Jagstaff more often than the other way around.
Yeah. A very late Palace's Wand.
In hand.
And Palace's Wand's not going to protect that Oni. And that Oni is looking very rough.
What we might be seeing the next couple of turns from Aldous is you've got the Bladefly and the Wildfire. That combo is particularly very annoying. It's the Ward, which is pretty effective. Got the face damage as well, getting some confused RNG to work his way.
Now you have the Oni that you need to take out and the Miraculous Familiar, and you can guaranteed take one of them out.
Yeah, but you're also 75% to take both out if you Faithlane the Shadow Scryer away and then attack with the Jaguar. Because the Jaguar hits either of them, it's fine.
Yeah.
It hits the Miraculous Familiar, but that's the same. And we're going to see probably Celestial Stag and Bladefly, and we're going to have Aldous with a very wide board of wild minions. So it's starting to not look particularly great for Revan here.
Yeah, Revan's got no hand. He does have the Palace's Wand, so he's going to have 2 cards next turn. But that is just probably not going to cut it.
Cena Clyde is asking about Inferno in chat. I would be shocked if Revan in this type of list was running Inferno.
Yeah.
Generally, these aggro or magic lists do not run Inferno.
Yeah. Even some controllers don't run Inferno, but
yeah.
You never know, though, with like any of those randomly generating spell cards, like a Miraculous Familiar. In a tournament match not that long ago, I actually randomly generated an Inferno, which saved my life. And it was a nice Shadow Inferno, which Inferno is a core card. So my opponent was afterwards messaged me and they were like, "Did you generate that card?" Like, yep.
Yeah. Not that many people have Shadow core cards, but I believe, was it Freedam who had a Shadow Hector or something like that? I might be.
Yeah, some people have those raffles with the Shadow and the gold.
Yeah, the Trial of the Gods raffle was very effective. I think Seer has
a Rhino, maybe? Shadow Rhino?
I thought he got a gold something, but I'm not 100% sure.
I feel like I know someone has a Shadow Rhino, but I forget who.
Kratos asking me in chat, did I buy the city planner or did you have him? I opened it from a pack. So, yeah, I opened it from a pack a long time ago before it got boosted. It's so hard to resist playing Wildfire.
Yeah.
You get the regen. Right now, those Bladeflies are a little bit exposed.
Yeah, to God powers, and now they are sitting pretty. They're going to regen, be back to 3/3s each. Aldous hasn't had enough with relics this game, so he's going to get another relic. It'll be his 4th relic.
He needs another relic. Revan's getting pretty low on health. We see a lightning strike and an underbrush boar in Aldous's hand. This is looking very bleak for Revan here.
Yeah. How many games do you get to say you played 13 durability worth of relics?
Yeah.
Maybe Control War.
I don't know, most Control War lists, I mean, you're running Magic Missile Launchers, which has 2 durability, and then stuff like Leviathan Hunter, which only have 1.
True.
So, I don't think even in Control War you get this much durability.
Yeah.
Unless you count Tenderizer when you get that going. Sometimes a good Tenderizer can get quite big. Yeah, chat's now mentioning 1 Palace Wand or 1 Khopesh.
I meant across multiple real relics, not the broken infinite durability relics. But yes, you can easily get to like, 10 plus durability on the Khopesh very easily. And that is a GG's from Aldous. We are going to be going to game 5. I believe, yep, we got a second piece of this VOD here. Just for game 5.
Ooh, I like what Aldous did there. He tricked us all. He had us all expecting it to end after that game based on the timer, and then he's like, nah, you can't sit on that for us.
Yeah. Luckily, I downloaded an extension that hides the time, so you can't see how long the videos are.
That's crafty.
Yeah, I was tired of spoilers, so figured out how to, although let me fast forward here a little bit. Okay. Here we go. But this is it. This is game 5 in the semifinals to determine who's going to the finals to play for their share of $7,000 in the Infinite Mana League Season 1 main event sponsored by Elite.pro. Elite.pro, where you can get all the sexiest metaware in the metaverse. I don't know if that's their tagline. I made that up. Is that real? I don't think it's real.
It's their tagline now.
It's now officially their tagline.
It is. This is now too. Yeah, for sure.
The finals 90% vegan will be tomorrow. Sorry, I got distracted because I read what Aldous said. He said I actually spoiled you by doing that. No, you didn't, because the other day Revan broke up all his VODs into 5 videos. Well, he broke them into 3, and he swept. He went 3-0, and Saints sent me 5 YouTube links. 2 of them were Rickrolls. So I wasn't sure still if this one was a real Rickroll or a real VOD. So I wasn't spoiled, don't worry. I actually made it through the entire week dreading that these 2 matches were going to get spoiled for me, because these ones are not live. But tomorrow night we are going to be live. And I love live because I don't get spoiled. But this time, did not get spoiled. It's amazing. We made it to game 5. I'm stoked.
Yeah, very impressive in the Infinite Mana chat to avoid spoilers. I actually got the Geno match spoiled.
Oh, interesting.
I was able to avoid spoilers on this match, so I don't know who wins this game either.
Interesting. I thought when you had told me that you got one of them spoiled for you, I thought for sure it must have been this one, since this is our team and they probably chatted about it. But
yeah, they were chatting about Geno in the finals, but they didn't mention who was facing them.
Interesting.
They probably mentioned it, but I just didn't read that part.
Gotcha. And so here we see Aldous is playing this Deception list again, and Revan also going back to the Magic Well. So both of them going back to something that they already played, but didn't win with. So they are legally allowed to play it again. And oh, he gets the Hollow. You always love to see Hollow early. Well, Revan's got a lot of card draw on board already.
With that being said, Magic deals with the Hollow better than any other god.
Yeah.
I mean, he can already God Power it, and then if he's got a Tracking or Star Shard Bolt, deal with it that way.
Yeah.
He's more likely to have one of those cards now that he's drawing an insane amount.
I think you take out the Demetrios here, because that starts drawing more cards in future turns, whereas the other thing is just going to draw 1 per turn no matter when you take it out.
Yeah, I personally would have stone skinned the All-Seeing Spire last turn. This is just a very awkward turn here.
Yeah,
But
this
yeah, I could
feels
see
bad.
Orpheus Distraction and maybe pipping out the Hollow here. Or if you want to try to slip the Hollow out on a future turn, maybe pip out the Pyramid Warden, hoping that he'll kill that. He'll go with Armor Lurker, ignoring both of my suggestions.
Yeah, he's got a gluttony of options here, but Revan also has a massive hand. He plays the Sip of Elixir. So, and Metamorphosis. Did he steal Aldous's list?
He got Damn the Dev's favorite card. Unfortunately for Revan here, it just dies to the Armor Lurker, and the Armor Lurker still lives.
Aldous is circling Metamorphosis saying, what the F?
That's definitely a surprise.
And yeah, that's an awkward time and turn to play that card. Like, normally, like we said in the last match, you want to get those high-cost creatures for 2 mana. You basically sacrifice all but like 1 health on like a 7-8 mana creature. And then when you play Metamorphosis, it's basically like trading in a dead creature for an 8-drop or a 9-drop. But he played it on a 3-drop, which...
Yeah, I disagree with that line from Revan. Of course, he ended up low-rolling and getting the worst possible card that he could get, which is a bit unfortunate. But, I mean, I would just think that you could milk more value out of that later in the game.
Oh, okay, that was weird. Screen went black for a second, but we're back. That was weird.
The main dream is if you're able to stick down the Hollow and the Patient Pickpocket, if you're able to give those order every single turn and generate 2 cards a turn, then that would be ideal. So it's just hard to actually set that up in practice.
Yeah.
Especially against Magic, which can usually deal with the minions relatively easy.
Yeah. Especially Revan here, he's sitting on 6 cards. And he's got the Shadow Scryer, so he's picking which cards he wants.
Yeah, I fully expect the God Power and the Tracking or Star Shard Bolt being used on the Hollow here. I'd be surprised if something else happened, and as soon as I say that, he plays the All-Seeing Spire. And this is huge, because Aldous is actually going to generate 2 random guild creatures, because the Pickpocket's going to get 1 at the start of the next turn as well.
He could actually bag out Port Authority, and I think he might do it. It's a card that I've never seen played before. He got it off the Hollow, and it says if you control another guild creature, which he does, right? I think the Pickpocket, yeah, the Pickpocket has to be guild. He gets to copy 2 cards from your opponent's deck to your hand. It's a ratifying
don't get to see the Port
Shard.
Authority played much.
Wow. That's a really big get from the Hollow there to now. If Revan is playing some type of ramp, which maybe he is, even if you have, something like a Polyhymnia, you can ratify it. And you do need to ping the ward first, but he has Star Shard Bolt. There's going to be other things in the Sanctum. I'm sure he can find an archer or something at some point, if not the Rune of Fire or the Star Shard Bolt. So
even something like a Poly, usually you're okay if it hits you once.
Yeah.
It's not as demanding as Tiet, which you often can't let you hit.
True.
The reason why I'm a bigger fan of Tiet. But I'm like the only one in that clan.
Revan does grab the Rune of Fire. Revan will be at 7 mana next turn. Thoughts on leaving the Spire alive? Because your opponent is going to start overdrawing anyway. Just make him draw all their cards.
Is there any logic into playing That Which Aches and tossing out a Binder or Dockside Prowler here? Because 7 is actually difficult for Magic to deal with in one turn. I mean, granted, we do see he does run Ratify, but I would think that That Which Aches would have a decent chance of sticking. But maybe he's looking to get 2 minions out of it.
Yeah, this is an interesting match here. It's definitely a chess match. They both got massive hands. There's not much happening on the board. Revan has ramped twice now. I think anything could happen still.
We know Revan probably has a poly, but we can see that Aldous has an answer to a poly.
Yeah, you have to feel so comfortable if you're Aldous. Like, getting that Ratify is just like a bonus, like, get out of jail free card. He's looking at that Abraxas.
I actually don't know the... Oh, boy.
He takes the Abraxas. It's such a risky play.
Yeah, I was curious if he played That Which Aches and Orfeo summoned, if that would actually trigger That Which Aches. Wasn't sure how the interaction worked there. Do you get a 3-1 if you do that? I haven't done Orfeo with That Which Aches before.
I haven't either. I would need to see That Which Aches text. I believe it's play a card from hand. Although you are technically playing it? I don't know. That is a good question.
After you play a card, summon a 3-1, and...
Yeah, does that consider Orfeo being played? I don't know. What's Orfeo's text? Does Orfeo say play this card or, like, summon it?
It says...
After you play a card, play this card.
Creature. I mean, it says play.
It says play.
I would think that... Of course, that's one of those interactions that you actually have to see happen to know for sure.
Yeah. Someone do it for science and record it and send us the video.
I don't know how that works really.
Yeah, that's one I've never seen happen. So he leaves an ordered demo on board if he's got double demo.
I think you were worried about, well... Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that Magic has that many too clean answers here. I mean, maybe an Inferno if Revan's running one is effective here, but then That Which Aches still lives and you on the board again.
Yeah, this looks pretty nasty.
You can also Stone Skin the demo again next turn. Even if the demo hits 2 targets, then I mean you're just generating stuff with That Which Aches. So I don't think it's that terrible. It's like, yeah, he's going to remove That Which Aches. That makes sense.
Now these Acheling Disciples, if you don't know what they do in the chat, they just go to the bottom of your deck. So Aldous will never run out of cards because he's got cards that just automatically go right back to the bottom of their deck when they die. Now the only way to deal with it is something that can like obliterate cards, like a Corrupt Ceremony.
They're actually shuffled randomly into the deck, so he can
they're shuffled.
He can draw one next turn. So yeah, it's pretty effective. I think this is looking pretty good for Aldous here. Just a little bit unsure of Revan's top end here.
Yeah, Revan's deck is very hard to put a finger on. Like, he played Metamorphosis, he's played 2 ramp spells. So we have to assume
that would be a great time for a Metamorphosis. You know, he used that one earlier, but I mean, if you could hit that demo now,
there it is,
which is going to die from burn at end of turn. Oh yeah, you get an 8 cost minion.
Oh.
And well, you don't get the roar effect, so that's actually a little bit of a low roll.
That if he gotten that roar effect, that card is so nasty. That's another one I picked up an extra copy of because I think Control Light is going to be playing that card. Card fills your entire board with 2/2s with frontline.
It's an interesting card. I question whether or not that's really that much better than Zealous March, but I guess the front line does matter.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're just trying to stall until you can get to like a poly plus Therial's Anvil. He's going to do a lot of damage this turn. You can see 9 face damage, plus I would not be shocked to see an Everaxis come out here. You do 9 face damage.
I would honestly play 2. I would play 2 Everaxis here.
Yeah, like you're going to be so close to lethal. He's gonna play 1. He did use 2 mana to cheat the Alexis.
Yeah, I don't know about using the God Power there. I don't think you really get much value out of that.
Yeah. Swap the highest and lowest. Doesn't do anything because they all cost 10.
I mean, I would figure you would take the gain 6 favor and your opponent gains 3 favor option.
Yeah. I don't think...
Because, I mean, you do profit 3 favor.
So Everaxis hit himself in the face.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to train them at times.
But he did grab 2 of them, and 1 more shows up. I think
they really need to fix that bug. That's definitely a bug.
Has legitimately stolen Aldous's deck. And wow. He now has a 5/5 and a demo.
Oh, and he gets the demo there. Wow.
That's a pretty nasty high roll. Even though it doesn't do its roar, it can
Now, the question here, I guess you have to high roll 3 times on Everaxis to win.
True. Do you think he goes for triple Everaxis lethal?
What else do you do here?
Yeah, otherwise you kind of have to waste that Ratify, and you don't really want to waste the Ratify, right? But if you don't waste the Ratify, you might be in trouble. If he's planning on playing all 3, he better go quick, because he's got... It hits Revan. Let's see. Oh, he's going so slow. I don't know if he's going to have time. Oh, I'm so scared. I don't think he's going to have time. You got to go quicker, especially if you're going to try and buy that 3rd one. He hits a second. He's not going to have time. Oh, you got to play it so quick. All right, he's got a little bit of bonus time. He's got it down. Is he going to get the triple of Raxus lethal? If he doesn't... Oh, there's going to be heals from Revan now. Oh, he almost had it.
Oh, boy.
So
almost
close.
Made the meme dreams come true. Almost made the professor proud.
Oh.
But it's still a lot of pressure, though. I mean, Revan's at 4. Granted, he can heal for 4 here. Does he have a tracking bolt or something to pose a bigger question to the board?
That's a bit of a low roll because he played 4 of Raxi and only hit 2 on Revan. And technically, you're over 50% to hit your opponent because even ties hit your opponent. So he should have hit him more than twice on average, but only slightly more. It's like 52 or 53% or something that you
and
both
we're in a
take 5.
situation, the biggest Gods Unchained tournament ever, and it looks like this game is being decided in large part due to Everaxis RNG. I feel like Revan was losing,
Yeah.
and now he's winning because the Everaxis didn't work out there.
This is looking pretty toasty here.
Uncanny rogues to kill the demo. Yeah, getting the demo back from Pyramid Warden was huge too.
Yeah.
And part of the reason why Pyramid Warden is a weak card later in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, we've said it multiple times today, and it's come true every time. I like Uncanny Rogue and then take out the demo.
Yeah, you gotta kill the demo because...
So if he hits it here, what's he gonna do? Vow and then cheat it? Oh, Shaped Blast and then cheat? Okay. Wait, he can't cheat.
Shaped Blast, I don't know. I would have used the Uncanny Rogue there as well.
Yeah. Netherborn Binder also feels bad late game here. Revan down to 9. It's going to heal him for 3.
There's a good chance Revan could have lethal here, or Worm Breath or Epiphany would represent lethal here.
I think he's playing the same deck that Aldous played earlier, and I don't think he was playing either of those cards. I don't think he was playing... I'm almost positive he wasn't playing Epiphany. Maybe he was playing Worm Breath.
Yeah, so now it looks like Revan has healed a little bit too much here.
Yeah, although Ratify... What's he doing?
Technically buys him time. You trying to draw a card or heal?
Heals.
The thing is, demo offsets the damage that you just healed.
Yeah, I feel like you have to just ratify and pray that he doesn't have... I guess maybe, I don't know, maybe he's playing for fatigue somehow, but I just don't think he's going to make it. He does have a wall. Maybe, he's got the Achillean. He literally clicked copy my opponent's deck. Give me my opponent's deck. I'm going to play it.
Yeah, this is interesting that they come up with the same off-meta list.
But this looks like it's going to do it. He's going to try and draw a card maybe here just to see if he's got...
Desperation. Yeah, I honestly can't name anything that saves...
a 6 mana that
here, even
murders everything.
Yeah, even a demo wouldn't have saved him because of the ward on the Dedicant.
Yeah, I think he would have had to draw an APOC now.
That would have been very impressive.
Spending his time looking over the emotes. Finds the correct emote. Throws up the GGs. And there you have it.
And in my opinion, the correct emote is no emote.
GGs. Revan. Moving on to the championship round. I think a lot of people had him in their prediction brackets.
A great match. It came down to that 50-50, actually less than 50-50 Apharaxis moment there.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, it's a coin flip that more times than not Aldous would have won, but it was not in the cards this time. But GG's to Aldous. Congrats making it to the Final Four. Aldous will be playing against Caution Fun for the 3rd place match tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, live on the stream. Fake Muse and I will be here casting that. And then right after that is going to be the championship title match. It's going to be Infinite Mana's own Revan going head-to-head with Octopus, Geno. I could not be more stoked for that match. These guys both came up with crazy deck lists. You know Geno's probably cooking up something crazy for the finals after we saw that Control Light list.